We've always
right.
thought of it as Travis Kelce's box, but you're such a pervert. You're like, how can I say Taylor Swift's box on Pardon My Take?
It meant to be Travis Kelce's box.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
Box
Taylor
of the year.
Swift and Taylor Swift's mom, or excuse me, Travis Kelce's mom in Travis Kelce's box.
Oh, that's freaky.
It actually might be Donna Kelsey's box.
Yeah.
It could be.
Which Travis Kelce was in at one point.
Yeah, and so is Jason Kelsey.
Right.
That's actually maybe the best box.
That
ever.
is the number one box. On today's Pardon My Take, we have our good friend Brian Baldinger on the show talking playoff football. We're getting ready for this weekend. We're also going to talk Michigan, the national title on Monday night. Hail to the victors. We got some coach firings. We got hot seat, cool throne. We have a hockey situation in Philadelphia that we've tasked Max to explain to us, which I'm very excited for because I've kept myself completely out of the loop.
I saw 2 retweets on the situation.
Okay.
This is the most I've ever prepared on the show.
Love that. Love that. Love that. People are punching air right now. Like, if I was the producer, I'd fucking prepare segments all the time for these guys. And then we have guys on chicks like Hank used to. Remember Hank? He used to write the whole script for this show.
Every time.
Before we get to all of that, Cars.com. Cars.com is a leading digital marketplace that connects car shoppers with their perfect car, celebrating 25 years of helping shoppers research, find inventory, finance, and sell cars wherever life takes you next and whoever you're looking to be. There's a car for that on Cars.com. Up to 50,000 cars are added daily to Cars.com. Shop over 2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. Find your next possibility on Cars.com. Where to next? Listen, PFT might be buying an El Camino soon.
Mm-hmm.
Cars.com will have you El Caminos.
Not a lot of El Caminos in the wintertime, but if there's one place that would have it, it would be Cars.com.
Yes, Max, you are buying a new car soon.
Yup.
You're going to look Cars.com.
Cars.com.
Cars.com has it all. Go check out Cars.com right now. They have over 2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. Any car you're looking for, Cars.com has it. Find your next possibility on Cars.com. Where to next? Well, first you got to go to Cars.com. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take. Today is Wednesday, January 10th. And boys, the world has been restored. The Big Ten is back on top. Michigan Wolverines are your 2023-24 national champions in college football. And our close personal friend Jim Harbaugh has finally done it. He can sit at the big boy table now. He's done it.
You think he popped some celebratory milk last night?
Absolutely.
Popped it like champagne, slammed it back. He deserves to because a lot of people said bad things about Coach Harbaugh. I'm not talking about this year. Before this year, They said pretty much what you just indicated, that he's not allowed at the big boys table. I heard Paul Feinbaum today do something I've never heard Paul Feinbaum do. He admitted he was wrong.
Yeah.
Paul Feinbaum said, I've never been wrong about anything as much as I've been wrong about Harbaugh and Michigan. They held opponents to, I believe, 10.4 points per game this year. They held every single team under 25 points for the first time in 150 years.
And
100, that's before the forward pass.
Yeah.
So
that's before Michigan was playing doctors and physicians in 1900 and counting it to their total wins.
They probably played their freshman team against their seniors and grad students, beat the freshman team. They're like, that's another national title.
Another win. 1,000 wins.
150 years ago, Minnesota did that. It hasn't been done since. It's Michigan's first solo national title since 1948.
They were – so we talked about this in the preview on Sunday night, and I was like, Michael Penix is by far and away the best quarterback that Michigan defense has faced. So who knows? Maybe Michigan's defense has not been that was wrong. Michigan's defense was so good. That tackling, they tackle you to death. That's all they do. Like, they missed one tackle all night. I think it was on the first drive. Every other pass was either contested, or if a guy catches it, there's a bunch of Michigan Wolverines jumping all over you. And the thing, like, Harbaugh did it his way. That's the part that I love for Jim Harbaugh, because you've seen college football change. You need the 5 stars. spread offense, all this stuff. Harbaugh said, no, I'm going to build it in the mold of how I love football. I'm going to build a team that leans on you for quarter after quarter after quarter, and then in the fourth quarter, you're going to be like, no mas, and we break it wide open. And I feel bad for Washington because this is maybe the peak of screenshots of holding.
Yeah.
Which there were some bad no calls, and I do think the call was a little ticky-tacky on the Michael Penix to Dunze down that big 30-yard gain, their only big play of the game that got called back. But Washington fans, as much as it sucks right now, I just want to say this. Michigan was always going to win that game. That is what Michigan does. They make you think it's close, and then when you get to the fourth quarter and you're just so sick of getting the ball shoved down your throat and their defense just keeps tackling everyone, they basically bend your will and Harbaugh gets his way. And that's just what they've done all season, what they've done basically for the last 3 years outside the Georgia and TCU game. And that is what happened last night. So as much as it sucks for Washington, I really, truly believe Michigan was the best team by a large margin in college football this year.
They were, and Penix had a bad night last night,
He did.
too. So we said some very nice things about Penix after the semifinal game. I had to community notes a couple people online to remind them exactly what we said and what we did not say. Penix had like the game of a lifetime in the semifinals. He was incredible. He stunk last night. He wasn't good at all. And the defense was getting pressure on him. He wasn't super comfortable. The windows weren't there, but the windows weren't really there against Texas that much either. He just found them. He just had perfectly placed balls.
He had to play a perfect game last night.
And he did.
For their only chance for Washington to win.
He was bad. He was not good last night.
He missed probably 3 or 4 like throws that he should have hit. And it was also just like Michigan, again, it was a 7-point game. I was happy it was close. It wasn't, there was times where it was like pretty ugly, guys dropping balls, but Michigan just always has you like strangled, and they're just going to slowly strangle the life out of you, and that's what happened last night. Like we kept on saying when we were watching, like, oh, Washington get their big shot. They get their big shot. It just never came.
Washington got back in the game.
Yeah.
They were in the game to start the second half, and then the immediate turnover right after halftime. Then at that point, the game was over.
Washington's defense played great. They gave them shot after shot after shot to try to tie that game.
Yeah, after the first quarter, it felt like Michigan could just do whatever they wanted as long as they ran the ball.
Yeah.
I think they could have won that game easily without throwing a single pass.
They were
the first 2 runs by the backup running back,
Donovan Edwards.
It looked like Washington didn't have linebackers on the field.
It
looked like they could just do that. If he hesitated for half of a second, he could just bounce it to the outside. Didn't matter which side he was going to go to. And then all the linebackers would get swallowed up in the middle of the field, and he just had 40 yards of daylight in front of him. It seemed like it was over right after it started. But with Washington hanging around, you were like, well, maybe Penix can do something. Maybe he can start playing well in the second half. But I don't think that the game – there was never a doubt in my mind as to which team was better after the second drive of the game.
Right. It was that's in Michigan, like that's just they play such fundamentally sound football where it's like they're not going to beat themselves. They're going to block the fuck out of you, and then they're going to tackle you, and then they're going to run it down your throat until you're like, I don't want to play anymore. And you're right. Michigan ran the ball 38 times for 303 yards, 8 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Also, I know that like whenever there's a national title, the quarterback gets a lot of the accolades. J.J. McCarthy, there's some J.J. McCarthy haters out there. I understand that because he's not Michael Penix. He didn't have a season like Michael Penix. He didn't have a season like Jaden Daniels. He's not like going to electrify you with his throws, but he is one of those guys that just makes the big plays when they have to be made. That 3rd and 8 scramble
run, yeah.
When they were on their own 8-yard line and he ran, they didn't even score on that drive, but it flipped all field position. Like those were the type of plays that J.J. McCarthy, even I think when they went from 7 points to a 14-point game, he had that big pass on first down. Not like the flashiest quarterback. I think he probably should stay another year.
Yeah.
But
I think he is.
And his mental health is A-okay. We learned about his mental health more than any storyline in the last 2 weeks.
He grounds himself before every game. He takes his shoes off and he goes and he meditates underneath the goalpost. It's very Liver King-like. He's grounding his body.
Yeah, it's basically the verbal meme, the arms shaking. It's Taylor Swift and J.J. McCarthy's mental health, and it's just whenever a broadcaster has a lull in the conversation.
Oh, I thought you were going to say J.J. McCarthy, Taylor Swift handshake, wishing I could see their feet on national television all the time.
That too. But yeah, it was a true Jim Harbaugh national champion. Like they did it his way, and because there was that time when it was the argument was, okay, Michigan can't beat Ohio State. They don't have the same dudes as Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, these upper echelon teams. Then the last couple of years, it was Michigan has created themselves to a point where they can beat Ohio State, but they can't beat the Georgia and Alabamas. Like Ohio State's better equipped to win those type of games. Last year when Georgia almost lost to Ohio State. Now he's finally come all the way where it's like, no, he built a team that can just bully everyone in the country. And he did it.
He's got the big bullies right now, and they deserve to win. Credit to Michigan, and I do like Coach Harbaugh. I think he's hilarious. He's a funny guy. College football is better with figures like him in it.
Yep.
I also think this proves that cheaters win. Like in the long term, everybody cheats. All right, this is not just Michigan. Every school, every major school in the country, they cheat in certain ways. Michigan found a hilarious, over-the-top, absolutely ridiculous way to cheat for the last couple of years, and they won. If you can cheat and cheat better than anybody, really college football is about who is the best at cheating. And Michigan was really fucking good at cheating.
They were really good. And Hank, you're our number one expert on cheating. What do you think Michigan fans should say when people say, "Oh, this is a tainted national title"?
They're just mad that, Michigan was doing well. It's something that everyone else in college football is doing. People just tried to make us think about Michigan, but as the facts have proven, every other team is doing it as well.
And Connor Stallions rocks.
Yes.
He is the most.
They're just mad that Connor Stallions was the best at it.
Yeah, and he also
true hate us because they ain't us.
And
He's really, really good at cheating.
And he's funny.
He went to the Naval Academy to learn how to cheat.
He cared
Jealousy.
so much about Connor Stallions was the big winner last night because Connor Stallions' manifesto turned out to be true.
Yep.
He wrote a manifesto and saw it through.
He did it.
Yeah, he literally did it.
He might be the first person to ever write a manifesto, accomplish all the goals in their manifesto, and not end up in prison.
Right. Yeah.
Or
He went from a vacuum cleaner salesman to a manifesto checkmark.
I would hire Connor Stallions to do any job in the world.
I wish Barstool would hire him. I wish that was still on the table. I would like to just give him an office, black out the glass, and just be like, he's our own Ernie Adams. We don't ask him questions. He's just like, hey, I've done some research. This other show's doing this. You guys got to do this.
I want you to take down Bleacher Report once and for all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I want Connor Stallions on my side. But, yeah, it was I don't really people who are like, oh, this is tainted.
Not tainted.
Not only that, but they won the teams that they played, Penn State, Ohio State, Alabama, Washington, all happened post Connor Stallions.
Yes.
So it's like, and they basically spent an entire season being like, it's us against the world, while also saying they were America's team.
They are. Cheating and getting away with it. There's nothing more American than that.
Yeah, you could see in that locker room, there was quotes guys like, the haters are crying right now. That locker room, they had it all together because the whole world was against them.
I'm thinking real quick about that run that you just mentioned at the end of the year too. They played great teams going down the stretch.
Yeah, Iowa. I forgot. Sorry, I should mention Iowa.
'Cause they were ranked number 20 at the time.
Big Ten West champ.
They not only did they win all those games against great teams, I think they covered every spread.
They did.
So they're
I think the last time they didn't cover the spread was against Purdue. I don't know why I know that. Oh, no, Maryland. They didn't cover Maryland in the sandwich spot because they played Penn State, Maryland, Ohio State.
Yeah, so they're really fucking good.
Yeah, no, they're really, really good. That was 15-0. Seeing 15-0 too.
It's
just
a good
feels way different than when we saw it back in the day, 12-0 national title.
That's a big number. 15 wins is a lot.
And next year will be 16, right? I think it would be.
Yeah.
Whoever wins the national title will be 16-0.
I have a fun little fact here for you, Big Cat.
Or 17 if a team that doesn't get a bye.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, good point, Jake. So the last time that Peyton Manning and Tom Brady were not in the NFL playoffs, do you know when that was?
It had to be 1999.
It was 98.
98.
Michigan was also reigning champions that year.
Interesting.
Co-champions, I should say.
Wow. So what does that fact tell us?
It went Michigan.
It just took
Tom
Michigan
Brady,
a really long time to win another one.
Michigan, Tom Brady, Michigan. So it's like Tom Brady has been a champion for 24 years.
Yes. And we should say be gracious people here at Barstool Sports. Our boss, Dave Portnoy, Michigan alum, he went 5 whole years without winning a title.
It was tough.
And in those 5 years, I think our friend Nick Tirani put it perfectly. In those 5 years, he made $400 million. So it's been tough for him.
It's been really hard.
So, but he is. The drought is over for Dave.
Maybe we'll finally sell some merch around here.
Celtics made it to the finals.
Yeah.
Bruins made it
he's
to
had
the finals.
heartbreak.
Yeah.
He's had heartbreak, but here he is. But yeah, Michigan, I'm just happy for Jim Harbaugh. I love Jim Harbaugh. Even Memes was posting the old Harbaugh clip when we had him on the show talking about how SpongeBob is a hero of his.
Just the way it attacks with enthusiasm unknown to mankind at all times. Yeah. So, I mean,
He's just always happy.
Always happy, always positive. He's energetic. The other guy, who's the other guy? Squidward.
No.
Not a fan. Yeah.
I think I read it and you said you like SpongeBob's work ethic, that he goes to work every day and goes and gets it.
Yeah,
and,
some of the times where he's flipping the burgers like he's got 4 or 5 or 6 arms.
Yeah.
He loves it. He loves work.
Yeah.
Yeah, SpongeBob's a hero. He talks a lot about World War II.
Yep.
As well.
We're gonna get him back on the show for sure. We actually I wanted to mention real quick.
I wish the one thing I wish we had was we played in his scramble in the face of disgust. It was me, you, PFT, Tony Scheffler. This is before I was taking golf seriously as a side gig.
You've gotten much better, right?
Yeah, I can actually hit the ball.
Okay.
I think we were
What's your lowest round?
You were wearing jeans.
I was wearing jeans. I think as a foursome we were like +5, +6.
Yeah.
Through like 12 holes, and he came around in a golf cart. He's like, "Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? Like, what's your score?" We're like +5, and the look of disgust. He didn't even hide it. He was just like almost looked like he wanted to puke and drove away.
Yeah, he I think he said, he's like, you guys are playing scramble rules, right?
Yep.
Like, there's something not computing here.
He was
How bad are you guys?
He was ready to play last night too in the pregame drills when he was catching passes for his quarterback. He was wearing the cleats.
He just
had
is
the gloves
football.
on.
He is like, and he said it. He gets to sit at the big boy table, which like in a weird way, I think obviously winning for Michigan was big, but like just the fact that he can sit down and be like, all right, you got a Super Bowl, I got a national title.
Yeah.
Like it does matter for him.
Who's at the big boy table now?
It's his dad won a national title. He said that. His quote was, hold on, I have some Jim Harbaugh quotes that I wanted to go through. He said, "I can now sit at the big person's table in my family. Jack Harbaugh won the national championship. My brother won a Super Bowl. It's good to be at the big person's table from now on."
Mm-hmm.
Also, some great quotes from Jim Harbaugh last night. After the game, it was like, did he just win the national title or is he on LSD? Because he just looked up in the confetti and he said, "There's a story in every one of these pieces of confetti." It's like I can feel the air.
Yeah,
I could taste colors.
The universe is connected. That piece of confetti was once a mighty tree in the biggest forest on the earth.
Yes. He also this is, I guess, a new mantra, which I think the team. Shout out Bo Schembechler, because that really is the greatest mantra to come up with.
Yeah.
Which you can tell, like Jim Harbaugh, like Bo I know that it sounds cheesy, but Bo Schembechler, what he instilled in Jim Harbaugh, like it is a whole Michigan thing, cult thing that they've got going on that works. But he said, what's good for the bee is good for the hive, and what's good for the hive is good for the bee. Not as cool as the team, but still.
It's all for one, one for all.
Yeah, and then the ultimate Jim Harbaugh quote from last night, he said, "Someday when they throw dirt over the top of me, if somebody who is eulogizing me, who was on this team or one of my teammates when I was playing at Michigan, if they would simply say he was a Michigan man, that would mean everything to me."
I got chills. I got chills thinking
It's
about
the best. That's all he wants.
You know
He
what?
just wants someone to be like, "And he was a Michigan man."
It's also nice to see somebody experiencing their peak and knowing that they're in their peak at the moment. That is like a transcendent drug to be like, well, it's not getting any better than this. I want to be known for this exact thing that I did right now.
Right. And it's also the Michigan win. There is something that happens in sports fandom. I call it the flip, the big flip. When a team is down and they have a rival who just rubs their face in it for a very long time, it's as bad as it can get. But the reason why you keep coming back is because the flip is always on the horizon. So like Ohio State fans have spent 20 years being like, this is the new normal. Michigan sucks. We're awesome. We win national titles. We beat them every year. And then the flip happened, and all that like new normal is now evaporated, and Michigan's on top. And that's what keeps you coming back as a sports fan. You're like, as bad as it could be right now, the flip may happen at any point.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this just because I think about it pretty much every day as it relates to Bears Packers, but it is like, that is if you're a team, if you root for a team that sucks and that gets just shit on, the big flip is always there for you. And that's what Michigan did the last 3 years.
What they have
Big
to do
flip.
is Ohio State has to flip it back
Right.
soon, because if you don't flip it back soon, then you have to wait a long time, because then the expectation becomes,
Correct.
like in the back of everybody's mind. I think there's still kids that are getting recruited right now to go to college that still remember the dominance of Ohio State.
Right.
And we're supposed to win this game every single year. But if you wait too long, if you wait like 7 more years, then you have to get guys that have the DNA to flip.
Right. And
they don't have the flip ingrained in them already.
It is a way to make yourself feel better if you root for a team that doesn't win, because you can just tell your rival, like, at some point, the big flip will happen. And that should terrify you, because there is no worse feeling as an Ohio State fan waking up today where you thought that, like, you obviously knew that Michigan would eventually probably figure it out. But if you go 10, 15, 20 years where Michigan sucks, you think in your head, the back of your head, you're like, maybe we just will beat them every year this from now until eternity. And you know, though, that little piece of your feeling like, oh, the big flip could happen and everything could turn.
Yeah, out of fan bases that had been considered to be long-suffering or underdogs, I don't know that I would put Michigan in that pile.
No, because
it's mostly them and Ohio State. That's been their underdog situation. It hasn't been like Michigan's the lovable loser.
Rich Rod and Brady Hoke years were very, very bad. I'm more it.
But they're not lovable losers.
Michigan has an unfounded arrogance to them as a fan base that is disgusting and makes everyone else want to puke. So yeah, I agree. They're not lovable losers. I'm just talking as it relates to rivalries and sports fandom. If you're stuck in a situation where it's like, will we ever get back over this team? Will we ever get back on top of the mountain? The big flip is what wakes you up in the morning.
Yeah.
And Michigan got it.
They did it. Congrats to Coach Harbaugh. I think this means he's going to go.
Yeah.
Talk to Baldy a little bit.
Did you see that one quote? There was one quote that he had with SVP that was a little interesting. He said that SVP, I can't remember what he asked him, but he said that he decided to move spring ball from February to March. So that's weird that he's thinking of the schedule.
He's probably planning ahead so that the next coach comes in, doesn't get as much practice. So we talked to our friend Sam Schwartzstein. He played for Coach Harbaugh, and I brought up the sleep thing that Harbaugh had, where it's like the night before. That's really your night before sleep that you play on. And Sam was saying that they had a big game on the East Coast against Wake Forest, and this is out at Stanford. And so the entire week, Coach had them waking up at like 3 a.m, practicing at 4 a.m. He switched their clocks on the West Coast. It's like staying at the Greenbrier, except he was out in Palo Alto.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, you're waking up at 3 o'clock, you're practicing at 4, and then on the plane ride over, he was going up and down the aisles, waking up every player that was sleeping, being like, you're not allowed to sleep yet. We have to conquer sleep. Then when we conquer sleep, we beat our opponent. Then they lost to Wake Forest.
Yeah.
But still, like Biohacking. Coach Harbaugh has a bright future in biohacking.
We also missed one quote from Harbaugh before the game. A reporter asked him, like, what do you guys do to prepare? And he said that he has the whole team sit down and they watch nature documentaries about wolves. And his quote was, "We allow ourselves to devolve into a pack of wolves. That's what we want to channel. Probably nature's greatest fighting unit."
Oh, I love
That's
that.
Fucking awesome.
I love that shit. Just sitting there. That's the Billy football method.
Yeah.
Just watching nature slaughter each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Tap into that primal. So he is a primal.
The one thing that I would say to Coach Harbaugh, because we do consider him a friend, I would wait on the tattoo. So he said that he's getting a tattoo. He told the team he's going to get a tattoo of 15-0. The last time a coach got a tattoo after winning a national title,
Pitino.
Our good friend Rick Pitino got it vacated.
Yeah.
And that is on the table here.
Yeah. I don't know. I actually think I was reading some report yesterday that said in order to vacate a national title, they have to take that away from them before the end of the game.
But that's not what happened with Louisville at all.
I know, but this is college football.
But college basketball will be the same.
No,
NCAA,
I don't.
right?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because I was reading a report yesterday that brought up that exact same scenario.
I feel like they could take it away at any time, and it doesn't mean anything. The vacated national title is the dumbest thing in sports.
You have to take down the banner?
Yeah, it's like, who cares? Every fan lived it. Rick Pitino's got a tattoo.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I'm going to look this up because I'm pretty sure in college football the rules are different.
I feel like you read that from like a Go Blue message board person being like, as long as it hits 0, we're good.
No.
Statute of limitations are over.
Let's see. I'll pull it up.
But yeah, congrats to Michigan. Congrats to Jim Harbaugh. We will try to get him on again soon. What were you gonna say, Jake?
Can we do some box talk? You guys see that box?
Yeah,
it was a great box last night.
It was we were laughing about it when we saw your tweet on the gambling stream because everyone's like, "What is Jake talking about this box?" Like, listen, You got to know Jake Marsh.
Yeah.
The game is not really important. It's what's
No, it
going on
is.
around the
Yeah.
game.
But the storylines
Yeah,
outside
yeah.
of it are equally as great.
I liked your tweet because but we definitely will do a
Box of the year
box
for
of
the
the year.
Takies.
So talk
have
to us
4.
about the box. Yeah.
Okay, so this box will be one of the nominees. It'll be Michael Jordan, Stephen A. Smith, Derek Jeter, and I didn't recognize Travis Scott because I don't know pop culture.
Spike Lee was in there too, I think.
Yep.
Okay, you couldn't really tell from the angle.
Michael
but yes.
Rubin.
Yeah.
You saw him PFT.
Yeah, I
right?
did. I thought.
So we have
I
that
assumed.
box.
I think it was actually Michael Rubin's white party was that box.
Yeah. I just assumed that Michael Rubin's presence was there.
Yeah.
So that was a good box. We have Taylor Swift's box at Chiefs games with Travis Kelce,
Okay.
or excuse me, Donna Kelce.
Uh-huh.
Or you could take the one from MetLife. She was with Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively.
That's a good box.
Okay.
Yeah. We have Jimmy Butler and the Biebers and Coco Gauff's box.
Okay, now
US
Jake,
Open.
Yeah.
no, I'm confused because that's Coco Gauff's box.
Yeah.
But Taylor
Yeah.
Swift, it's her box when she's at Arrowhead.
Is it not Travis Kelce's box? It sounds like you just want to bring up Taylor Swift's box.
Oh,
That's-
so technically it might
like
be
you-
Travis
box.
Kelce's box.
We've always
You're right.
thought of it as
Yeah,
Travis
yeah.
Kelce's box, but you're
Yeah.
such a pervert. You're like, how can I say Taylor Swift's box on Pardon My Take?
It meant to be Travis Kelce's box.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
Box of the
Taylor
year.
Swift and Taylor Swift's mom, or excuse me, Travis Kelce's mom in Travis Kelce's box.
Oh, that's freaky.
It actually might be Donna Kelsey's box.
Yeah.
It could be.
Which Travis Kelce was in at one point.
Yeah, and so is Jason Kelsey.
Right.
That's actually
Right.
maybe the best box.
That
ever.
is the number one box.
Great
and
box.
then our 4th nominee will be Joe Burrow's box with Jake Browning's girlfriend.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a good box.
So
Yeah.
that's a little
Yeah.
sneak peek for the 2024 Takies. There's your
Box of
first
the year.
category.
What
Box
about
of
Kodak
the year.
Black at the Panthers game?
Oh yeah, that,
Oh,
that
yeah.
might
That
be.
was 2
I
years
mean-
ago, right?
What about Brooks when he didn't sleep?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, that's
Oh,
also
that's a good
I'm
box.
so
That was
excited
a
for the
great
Takies.
box.
I've seen a
All
lot.
right.
I've seen a lot of good boxes over the
Yeah.
years.
This is gonna be a
But
great.
nothing really. Wait, are we calling it Taylor Swift's box?
No, that's
no,
Travis,
no.
Travis Kelsey's
That was a
box.
mistake on my end.
Got it.
But yeah, stay tuned.
It was good box
This
talk.
summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, when you followed it up with we're going to have to do box of the year, I thought that was a very good idea. Okay. Did you find out if they can vacate it?
I'm looking it up. Why Michigan football's college football national title won't be tainted.
That seems like an opinion piece.
It does seem like it.
I mean, you could be right. It would be weird if it was different rules for college basketball and college football because it would be the NCAA taking away
Well,
both places.
it's the college football playoff.
oh, maybe
that does it.
ESPN.
So it's not.
can't?
I don't think
Yeah.
it's NCAA. I think it's college football playoff. Right.
But they could take away. I guess they could take away the AP votes and the coaches' votes.
They might do that.
yeah.
So I don't know. The answer is
Get
I
the
don't know if it's
tattoo.
going to be
Get the
vacant.
tattoo.
Get the tattoo. I
Get
would.
the tattoo.
I would love it. What if you get a neck tattoo?
I would. I
15
want to
and
just
out.
get a tattoo of a ribeye.
Just steak.
Yeah. just like right on his bicep.
You should get the wolf tattoo, like the howling wolves across his chest.
Yes. Yes. That would be great.
Be a wolf. That's what Taylor Lewan always says.
True.
Noted Michigan alum.
Yes. People are asking, is this the year of Harbaugh? Because now we have John going in the playoffs.
So if you were to put truth serum in Jim Harbaugh's arm, maybe when he was getting the tattoo, he does not want his brother to get another Super Bowl, right? I mean, his brother was there on the sidelines. It was a wild scene before the game. They hugged each other. I've been speculating that maybe they're sharing Connor Stallions this year.
Yeah.
I think that Jim, if you were to make him be honest, he doesn't want his brother to have two.
So it's a competing thoughts because my knee-jerk reaction is I agree with you. But then if John wins a Super Bowl, then they get to be like year of Harbaugh. Like Harbaugh's run football.
Yeah, O'Doyle rule.
Yeah, so you kind of get that where it's like their powers combined.
But then
like you can't tell the story of 2024 without Harbaugh.
it's the year of Harbaugh.
It's the year of Harbaugh.
But then Jim goes to the NFL maybe, and then now he's got two Super Bowls that he has to.
yeah. Does he not get to go to the big? Is there a bigger boys table?
He might get to dine alone at the King's table.
That would be great if John Harbaugh like won a Super Bowl and then Thanksgiving next year like had an extra like the Phil Jackson pillow that he used to sit on
Yeah.
and just be like, no, I don't think you understand. I have two.
There might be a dad's favorite chair.
Yeah.
And then he gets that. I think that Jim probably doesn't want his brother to have two before he gets one.
Yeah, probably right.
Because then now he's like, oh, now I have to win two.
deep down, but then
But then he knows if he does win two and his brother doesn't have a single college football natty,
yeah,
then he's King Harbaugh.
yeah, but I think it does go back to like if you hit him with true serum, we would normally think of a human being with true serum would be like very open and selfish to like what, yeah, it's my brother, but I want to have the moment. I think if you hit Jim Harbaugh with True Serum, he would be like, my goal in life is for the Harbaughs to run football.
I think that
you know what I mean. Like he's like, what do you want? Like if you could have any wish in the world, it's like Harbaugh's are. We rename football Harbaugh.
I don't even think that there's such a thing as truth serum for him. I think his blood is just true. He just tells the truth all the time.
He said they were innocent.
Said they were innocent. He stood up. That's why they were able to stand up for themselves so vociferously, was because he knew that the truth was on their side.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Other news: we have coach firings. The shocker. Mike Vrabel fired by the Titans. I don't know. I think that's a really stupid move by the Titans.
I was going to say dumb as shit,
yeah,
but I'll take stupid. And I think anybody in this room would like to have Coach Vrabel as their coach next year, right? We can say that?
Well, I don't understand so I guess the last 2 years haven't gone great. Mike Vrabel has had insane amounts of success with Ryan Tannehill as quarterback.
Yeah.
Find me another coach could get Ryan Tannehill to the AFC Championship game. Like he's never had a good quarterback.
They were the 1 seed in 2021.
Yeah.
Last year they traded away A.J. Brown and a bunch of good players.
Yep.
And this year they had a bunch of dog shit going on. Tannehill had one of the biggest cap hits, I think, in the NFL as a quarterback. And they were still competitive.
Yeah.
Like they didn't quit. Vrabel's an awesome coach. And maybe the funniest part, maybe also the most relatable part of the story. Diana Rossini reported this. The Titans believed trading Vrabel was too complicated and would take too long per sources. They wanted to move on quickly. I was told Vrabel never asked ownership for a trade or asked out of Tennessee. That means that the Titans just didn't want to do paperwork, which I completely understand.
Yes.
Like if they wanted to, they could have sat down and probably gotten like I don't know what coaches go for these days. Last trade was a long time ago. I think that was probably John Gruden.
Yeah.
But you can trade coaches in the NFL.
No, wait, Sean Payton.
He got traded?
Didn't the Saints get a pick for him?
Maybe like
was he not still under contract? He was.
No, he took a year off. Remember he went to
I
Fox.
know, but I feel like he still had a year.
I don't know if that was a trade necessarily, but the point is in the NFL you can trade coaches. And the owner of the Titans, Amy Adams Strunk, basically just didn't want to do the paperwork and the legwork and waste time trying to pull off a trade, which I completely understand that point of view.
Yes.
Also, I can understand that that's probably not how you want to run an NFL franchise.
Yes. I think the Saints had to trade, or the Saints got a couple picks.
The Saints will receive the Broncos 23 first-round pick and 24 second-round pick for Peyton. And the Saints 24 third-round pick.
It's big.
Yeah.
That is big.
Huge. But yeah, I agree. The paperwork is daunting.
Imagine that. You have to probably call 30 other teams.
You have to talk, and also you have to, how would you, like if they did a trade, Bill Belichick is the GM of the Patriots.
Yeah.
Do you call Bill Belichick and be like, hey, we want to trade you Mike Vrabel when you get fired?
Well, Bill Belichick would probably say, let's do a trade. I will trade you Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
For Mike Vrabel.
That would be interesting.
But here's the thing is he would not make the Titans pay anything.
Right.
Because then he was going to go to Tennessee and he wants all his draft picks.
Right. Hank.
But he's not GM anymore, maybe.
Yeah. Mike Vrabel. Does this open the door?
Would love to have Mike Vrabel as a coach of the Patriots.
You have a coach.
We do have a coach.
Never talk about another man's job.
There hasn't been a lot of news. There was all these reports, fan fiction articles.
He's getting his chest puffed out again, Pete.
No,
you just said you wanted Mike Vrabel.
Well, because you guys
fired Belichick.
Yeah, you guys made me do a fucking
Bill
solo
Belichick
podcast based off of a fake article.
Maybe an overreaction. Hand up.
Yeah, you guys were like, go do a solo podcast, which has never been done in the history of the show, based off of rumor and speculation.
You personally just now ran Bill Belichick out of town after all he's done.
You guys gaslit me into believing that.
I forgot we made you do that.
Yeah, you guys gaslit me into believing that there was no world where Belichick wasn't going to be the coach. PFT makes photoshops.
I did not make a
chains Shane to his desk and forces him to not leave the office until like 10 Bill Belichick photoshops are done.
That's what I do.
But
Hank is
yet somehow this coach firing day has
Max
passed
and
Bill
memes,
Belichick is
Max
coach,
and memes
really
are laughing
no
very hard because that's exactly what you do to them.
Incorrect. Didn't say that.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I don't make them do anything. I'm the best boss in the world.
Oh, maybe you should have made Max push the button that time.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Come on.
But I told him I'm always down to edit whenever he wants to do a solo Eagles podcast.
But yeah, now you want Vrabel and you've written.
I just
Belichick
don't know.
off.
Like again, I'm used to winning. I'm used to late draft picks. I don't understand the draft. I don't understand like coaching carousel nonsense. If Belichick's gone, when's it happening? Experts.
It
could happen any time. What's today's date?
The 8th, 9th.
No, what's the day? Sorry.
Tuesday, January 9th.
Okay, did anyone get fired today?
Yeah, Mike Vrabel did.
Oh, shit. So there's no rules for Black Monday.
Also,
Ron Rivera got fired on Sunday. So did Arthur Smith.
Rivera on Monday. I think it was Monday morning.
Arthur Smith on Sunday.
Ron Rivera got fired in November.
Also, multiple coaches got fired before.
Yeah. So Black Monday is fluid, Hank. Try to be fluid for once in your life.
So here's the thing, Hank.
If Bill Belichick does get
said
fired,
that he has a meeting with Robert Kraft once a week. They go over what happened last week, plan for the future. They just haven't had that meeting yet.
What if it happens by tomorrow morning? That would be great.
Hank should do a solo.
Oh, you'd have to do a solo pod. I hope he gets fired right before we leave. You want him, though. You want to keep him.
Of course.
Yeah.
He's the greatest coach of all time.
He got you in this mess. He can get you out of it.
Yeah, he said he's willing to take a lesser role with the team, which I feel like is
that would
be bizarre.
So funny if his lesser role was to not be the coach anymore, but still be the GM.
Yeah.
Bring Vrabel in as coach, him as GM. Get the boys back together.
It is crazy. Like Vrabel, if he wants to coach next year, he should be number one option for every team who's looking for a coach.
Yes. Yeah. Vrabel is a big name out there.
Would you rather have Vrabel or Belichick, PFT?
Oh, man. I mean, Vrabel has some Belichick in him. He learned under Belichick. So I feel like if I get Vrabel, I'm getting Bill Belichick and Mike Vrabel.
Also, yeah, like Belichick has how many rings?
6.
But how many of them has he? I mean, some of those are Mike Vrabel's rings. Whose rings are they?
As head coach?
Well,
Belichick's.
Mike Vrabel was players make plays.
True. Caught touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
So those are actually his. So it's 3-3.
Yeah, they're ours. It's a collective thing.
I just think it's dumb as shit to fire Mike Vrabel right
Agreed.
now. Yeah. It's so stupid. There was another report that came out about
Will Compton and Taylor Wan both said that it was politics and like Game of Thrones type things happening.
I believe that because I think they got a new GM last year, right? So he probably is like, I want to
pick my guy.
Vrabel
was probably too big of an alpha for him.
They also have a new stadium coming, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they building one?
The house that Levis built.
Yeah, you always got to look for a new coach then.
Yeah. Did you see the report about Russell Wilson, though, and his contract?
No.
So there's a chance Russell goes back to the Broncos next year.
Oh, that would be awkward.
It'd be very awkward. So George Patton, their GM, said that he never told Russell that he had to take a pay cut or he was going to be cut or anything like that, or readjust his injury guarantee. He said that he went to Russell with a creative and good faith idea for how to restructure his contract. So he's like completely spinning this into being like, that's not what I said. What I actually just tried to do was have a mid-contract renegotiation with him. He's saying, I didn't do that, but I did it, but it was good. So all you people that are saying it's bad, it was actually in good faith that I asked him to readjust his contract.
It was just
he just didn't
understand what it was.
Yeah. Hey, wouldn't it be crazy if you readjusted your injury guarantee for after this season so it made it easier for us to cut you? Ha ha ha.
Yeah, can you just give me $37 million back? Ha ha.
Yeah. JK.
Yeah.
And then wait for the bubbles to come back at you. And then he said that the benching, Russell Wilson getting benched, was actually unrelated to that conversation.
Oh.
Sean Payton benched him because I guess he thought Jared Stidham was the guy.
Okay.
So they're in damage control. And if I'm the Broncos, you have to think, is it going to be worse for us if we get hammered in fines and the NFL does,
Yeah, it sounds like lawsuit talk.
Yeah, it seems like the cover your ass move would be like, we're actually just going to have Russell stick around for next year.
Yeah. That it would be smart. And then maybe trade him after a couple weeks.
Yeah, to who?
Whoever gets their quarterback injured.
The UFL?
Which happens every year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
He could just wait it out and then trade him and be like, no, we wanted him to play.
Trade him back to Seattle. Flip him.
I think people would probably be pretty upset.
Very upset.
Very upset. And then so far we've had Mike Vrabel, dumb firing, Arthur Smith, dumb firing because we're friends with him and that we won't say anything more about that. Ron Rivera, good firing.
Great. The firing of the year.
Anyone else? And then we obviously had the McDaniels, Staley, Frank Reich. That's it. Yeah, it's only 6 right now.
We still
I
have.
feel like we're going to get to 8.
We might. We've got some postseason guys.
Dennis Allen, how have you not been fired?
So Shannon Sharp said that he would have cut Jameis Winston for mutiny.
Then you get a real mutiny.
Then you get a serious mutiny because all of his guys have his back. Like all the players down there have his back, which actually, if you're the Saints, you probably want a lot of your current players gone somehow.
Get you out of cap hell.
Get you out of cap hell. What if? Okay, now I'm doing some serious fan fiction. Harbaugh to the NFL. He brings in Jameis Winston because he knows he doesn't have a sex addiction. Not addicted to sex. Jameis Winston.
I think Jameis is going to get blacklisted.
He makes Jameis wear glasses, even though he got LASIK.
Yeah.
Specs.
The transition lenses.
You think Jameis got blacklisted?
Is going to get.
Blackballed, you mean?
Well,
blackballed.
He's been blackballed.
Yeah.
They made no mention about how they forced him to play on 4 cracked vertebrae and a torn perioneal tendon. None of that.
I'll say this right now. If Jameis Winston doesn't get another job in the NFL, he has a job for life at Barstool. I don't know how we're going to financially make that work, but I'm going to say it right now.
Just to be a dude.
Yeah.
Just hang out.
Be a vibes guy. If he was just the vibes guy in the office, imagine walking in at like 8 in the morning and Jameis is just like, let's go eat a dub.
Yeah.
He does his workouts with us.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that'd be insane.
That we could make money off of that. We could pay his salary.
For sure.
Workouts. Just a live stream of his workouts every day. All right, Jameis, you have a job for life.
But no, Jameis should not be blackballed.
No.
He did the right thing. Maybe from the wrong formation, but he did the right thing.
I think most teams would be like that was a great teammate move. Because also,
but not most coaches.
Right, but Dennis Allen's a fucking idiot. Most coaches probably think Dennis Allen's an idiot.
Yeah.
What do you think about Arthur Smith and Vrabes teaming up again?
That would be good.
People are saying it.
Yeah, I'd be good with that. But what do you think? What's the over under? So we're at 6 right now, and what do you think? We get if I give you over under 7.5. I think over. Maybe?
If Belichick getting fired, yes or no?
I don't know. You tell us. You just fired him.
They're going to do a mutual separation.
I do not think that Belichick will be the coach in New England next year.
I don't think he'll get fired.
Okay.
I think they will mutually. It feels like there's so much smoke, right?
I agree. I think
it would be stupid. I think you should keep him, but it does feel like there was so much talk about it that at this point, Kraft might be just he's like taking time almost as like we're really thinking about it hard, but he's already made his mind up.
Eberflus, will he be the coach next year?
I don't know. It's been very quiet at Hallis Hall.
He should not be the coach.
I agree, but I think he is. So Ryan Poles, whatever he decides.
Would you rather have Eberflus or Harbaugh as your coach? Would you rather have
tough one, huh?
Would you rather think about this. Would you rather have Eberflus or Mike Vrabel as your
I made
coach?
free Harbaugh to Chicago merch. I've tweeted that hype video a billion times. I watched it when I was sitting. This is a sad thing I'm about to say, folks. I got home last night at like 11 p.m. in my car, in my garage, put the garage down, keep the car on, which wasn't smart. People probably like, is he suicidal? No. And then I watched the video that I made of Harbaugh to Chicago.
Yeah, you got to.
By myself in my car. And I got excited. I would take Vrabel in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
In a fucking heartbeat.
There's almost every coach this is like the biggest stack of coaches that we have that teams should be excited about in the offseason.
And it's also like Vrabel would instill man football. I want a culture change.
Yeah.
You got to either trust that the culture is going the right way or you need a culture change. I would like Vrabel or Harbaugh. Yes, very much so. I think Harbaugh's going to go to the Chargers or the Raiders.
Eagles.
What the fuck? You and PFT just showed up in the Harbaugh shit.
You have a coach.
Yeah.
You do too.
Yeah, Max does.
Not for
you have a coach.
Yeah, you're in the playoffs.
You were in the Super Bowl last
You
year.
can't fucking do this. God damn it.
Listen, Big Cat.
Can't spoil if you're favorites.
Right now, you're married. You got a spouse.
Expiration date is not expired.
You are married to Matt Eberflus. I'm out here single, ready to mingle.
I want to go on a nice long walk with my my coach wife, and whoops, she fell off a cliff.
Trial separation.
My bad. I was hey honey, just go take a picture. Go Matt. Go out there a little bit farther. Sorry.
I'm single. I'm like Casey Anthony right now. I'm looking for somebody to tame me.
Yeah, but you have like the worst package.
Yeah. That's why Casey Anthony.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, you're.
Oh no, I would say that my package right now is outstanding.
Big Cat and I are
PFT's
Gypsy
going.
Rose.
PFT's going to the bar. He's putting on the Spanx.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of makeup on.
yeah.
He's like, I'm hoping that someone gets drunk enough to take me home.
No, but that was me. That was me 3 years ago.
No.
When I had Dan Snyder and I had all this shit going on, the worst stadium in the NFL. Now I just came into some money. I'm like I'm an older woman. Maybe my parents just died, left me a shitload of money. I got a really nice house. Everything's on the up and up. I'm so fertile. I still got my figure. I still got my figure max.
But it's gonna take a little bit of time for that. For
No.
that house to put all the furniture
clean
in
that
it.
house.
Like Big Cat and I got houses that are ready to go.
No, my house is spectacular.
No, it's not.
It's a brand new house. I just got a new house. It's a brand new
This
house.
feels like a Colin Coward segment.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's about divorce.
No, just to the
I
analogy.
feel like though if you went to your brand new house and you did an inspection, you'd be like, wait, they didn't build this house correctly.
But guess what? I'm having my new house built in an even better part of town, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, but we can also see the new house.
You don't even have a last name.
The person who built the new house also has a house down the street, and that house isn't doing much better than it was.
Well, my house will be fine once it gets built. And I also we're going to change our name entirely. So if you don't like the name, it's gone. I really feel like I got a tremendous package to offer.
The
Also cap. I got like so much cap.
The owner of your house,
Yeah, you do.
you'd be like, hey, good one, Hank. The owner of your house, you'd be like, wait, has he ever built a house before? He's like, oh yeah, a few years ago, he said that he was building this enormous mansion that was going to be the most incredible house we've ever seen, and then it ended up being just the same house.
Well, he's
Which
actually
is just the same house, is just losing the Celtics every year in the playoffs.
I knew. I thought you were going that way.
he's built 2 houses before.
Sixers are bad.
He's got 2 houses, and we've.
Are you talking about the mother fudding Devils?
Yeah, I'm talking about the Devils. Jack Hughes, ever heard of him?
Yeah.
And we
broke his neck.
and we processed it. We did the process.
Some
So-
Canadian website.
Yeah,
said that.
it'll be fantastic. Just come visit. Just come for a long weekend, and you can come have a night with me. Have a night with Josh Harris. Have a long night with Magic Johnson. That'll be nice.
Okay.
And then we'll see how you're walking the next day.
One night in Magic. Okay. Should we transition to Max? What do you got for us?
All right, ready?
Yeah. So this is for people who don't know. There's something going on with the Philadelphia Flyers.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really know what. I've seen some tweets. I saw Whit had to apologize to someone.
This is a Biz and Whit. I
They're
love
very
it.
much
I love it
involved.
when they get in their Big J game and just start attacking journalists.
And did they make a mistake this time?
No.
I think the only tweet I saw was Whit said someone was someone's dad, but it's not his dad.
I saw Biz.
That was a while ago.
Oh, okay, all right.
They were using that as credibility.
Got it.
For him talking.
Oh, that's
on it
bullshit.
now.
We
Yes.
stand with Whit and Biz,
Yes.
obviously, but I just saw that one tweet where Whit was like, turns out he's not his dad. I was like, wait, what is
Yeah.
Whit into right now?
Yeah.
Biz is attacking people's haircuts.
Fuck
Yeah,
yes.
the Biz
Yeah.
tweet is so funny.
Oh,
Also, RA got involved too for a little bit.
that's the secret weapon.
That's how you know shit's. That's
RA is the
Warthog.
RA is the dude he's the Irish dude from Braveheart, where he just shows up. He's like, it's my island.
my fucking island.
Yeah, and he's just like, well, this guy's crazy, but we want him on our side.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. 2002 Flyers drafted
Whoa,
Cutter.
what?
Or 2022.
Oh, okay.
Let's take this back to the Big Bang, Max.
2022.
2002.
Fuck, not off to a hot start. 2022. Flyers drafted Cutter Gauthier 5th overall.
Uh-huh.
Then he went to Boston College. Didn't know you could do that in hockey.
Yes.
You can draft someone and they
Yes.
still go to college.
Yes.
I kind of like that. They should put that into other
That's
sports.
old. No, they used to. Like Larry Bird. Like that's like a
Yeah.
old
Do you know
school.
that they can also guys who play a full college hockey season can then just go right
there.
to
Yeah,
the
I learned that.
playoffs.
I
That
learned that in
happens.
this.
Yes.
Very cool. They should do that in other sports. He kind of rose up the prospect rankings in the past 2 years, and the climax of that was a couple weeks ago. He led Team USA in points when they won the World Juniors.
That was like last week.
So everyone in Philly was super excited.
Yeah,
they were
no,
like,
that was-
this guy just led USA to a gold.
Friday.
He's about to be the
Yeah.
future of our franchise for forever.
Uh huh.
Fast forward to last night, out of nowhere, bombshell trade Gauthier, Cutter, to the Ducks.
Wait, he's American?
He is American.
His name is what?
Cutter Gauthier.
Is
I
it-
look at pronunciation.
Goethe.
QATAR.
It looks like Gauthier, G-A.
Gerda.
Okay.
But I looked up pronunciation.
I'm happy we got him on our side.
Yep.
Okay, so he gets traded.
He gets
Well,
traded last night
there was
out
a
of nowhere.
bomb.
There was a video circulating when he was in juniors. They were asking all their players their favorite teams growing up, and he was like, "I'm Cutter, played for the Flyers. Don't know how that's gonna work out."
Oh.
Okay.
He grew up a huge Sid the Kid Penguins
Huge
fan.
Penguins fan.
Oh.
So like in his draft day, they all wear like that jerseys and the hats as soon as they get drafted. They're like, who's your biggest idol growing up? And it was Sidney Crosby, and everyone in Philly was like, this is a little weird. Like, why would you say Sidney Crosby? huge Flyers.
What Flyers fan should he say? Eric Lindros?
No, but whatever. People were like, "That's weird. You shouldn't have said that." But it was like for the most part kept under wraps since he told the team that he didn't want to play for them. Like 3 months after he was drafted. So apparently,
what a diehard fan.
So apparently he was drafted by the Flyers. On draft day, he goes, "I'm built to be a Flyer. I want to be a Flyer." Then a few months later said he never wants to play in Philly. Ghosted every phone call from Danny Riere, the GM. Apparently over juniors, the front office of the Flyers flew to Sweden to meet with him and try and work everything out. He refused to meet with them. Didn't even see them when they were in Sweden for the juniors.
Okay.
He was on a mission over there. He had a job to do.
Yes. And then it turns out that like the rumor is that he just doesn't want to play for Tortorella. He thinks that he's too much of an old-fashioned, like hard-ass coach.
That was going to be my speculations. This could all just boil down strictly to 2 words: John Tortorella.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's what it's looking like. And then Torts was asked about it last night. Great quote. "I don't know Cutter from a hole in the wall." Awesome. He's like, I'm worried about this team, and Drysdale, who the guy they got back, is coming in.
Torts MBS handshake.
Yes. Okay. Philly Twitter freaks out last night, as you can imagine. Like death threats, like bad, like very bad. Philly Twitter came out.
You went full Philly.
I did not go full Philly.
Well, Philly.
Philly went like
Max,
full.
You have to
full
understand,
Philly.
like when we talk to you, this is us talking to Philadelphia.
But not this Philadelphia.
Would the representative from Philadelphia please stand up? That's you.
Okay, that would be me.
So you guys went full Philly on him.
Yes.
Okay.
The delegation of Philadelphia fans.
So
Max.
There's a Flyers reporter.
I can tell Max. This is right where Max is getting confused.
No, there's a Flyers reporter.
He was confused for the first word.
But this is where it really got confusing because you could tell his cadence slowed down. He had the beginning nailed.
No, I think I still got it. This is where the Chicklets guys.
All right. So after you threatened his life, what happened?
No.
After you threw
we haven't
batteries at his mom.
We haven't even got to the threatening of lives or just like
Jimmy
fucked up
Hayes?
shit.
Oh, that's
Yes.
coming? Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Fucked up.
Jimmy
Yes.
Hayes is getting
Yes.
involved. Okay.
So this guy,
Fucked up.
Ant Sanfilippo, who's a Flyers reporter,
Okay.
went on a podcast like as this shit was going on. He goes, "I talked to somebody within the organization, and Kevin Hayes had his fingerprints all over this."
Okay.
What?
Because apparently Kevin Hayes and Cutter, that was like Cutter's only relationship within the team. He like went on a podcast, I guess like a couple years ago, and they talked like, "Are you friends with anyone on the team?" And the only person he said is Kevin Hayes. So that is why I guess some people thought were like, okay, maybe. And
Kevin Hayes plays for the Blues
Yeah,
now.
he plays for the Blues.
Where
now.
did Kevin Hayes go to college, Max?
Don't know.
Boston College.
Oh,
Same place.
Bam.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Not at the same time, or they just both went to Boston.
So
College.
I was looking at this in real time. So that I saw that podcast.
What does that mean?
Like as it was going down on Twitter. At first, I saw the podcast clip of Cutter being like, "Kevin Hayes is my only friend on the Flyers." Kevin Hayes leaves, whatever, and then this guy says, "I talked to somebody within the organization. It's Kevin Hayes." He like tries to confirm what people are saying on Twitter. Then the Chicklets guys get involved and start saying
They're defending Kevin Hayes.
Start defending Kevin Hayes. Wiz tweets, "I just talked to Hayes." What I said?
Wiz.
Wiz.
Slow down, Max.
Wiz Whit. That's where I was going.
Raul
Singing cheesesteaks.
Raul Wizenet.
Yeah.
Whit tweets, I just talked.
That should be. Can we do a mock-up of what Raul Wizenet looks like?
Okay.
Man, big ears, big nose.
Okay.
Mustache, probably.
I need to say the tweet. I'm on a roll. I just talked to
You're not.
I'm on a roll. I just talked to Hazy, asking his opinion on the guy he said was behind Cutter Gauthier requesting a trade. He started laughing and said, "Whoever this is a complete clown, and anyone who thinks I had anything to do with this doesn't have a brain." Then a Blues reporter also had a conversation with Hayes, and he goes, "Yeah, I think it's complete bullshit, honestly. I think those two guys acted like a complete pieces of shit, to be honest, making shit up. Now I'm going to bed and waking up with death threats and people wanting my family dead."
Okay, so this Ant Sanfilippo guy,
Correct.
that guy, he's a reporter in Philadelphia.
Yeah, he has like a podcast.
It sounds like Big Ant, like a guy Cuz.
Yeah.
Like Cuzzo. Is this Cuz?
Yes.
So wait, which side do you? All right, keep going.
And well, that's basically it.
All right.
So apparently, like
People
Philly.
also were saying they're happy that
Cutter.
Kevin Hayes' brother was dead. Like
Yeah.
What?
Like, no. So that's like want my family dead, and then he went on to say like people were saying stuff like
Jesus
shit about his
Christ,
dead brother.
Philly, that's not great.
Not good. Not
Nope.
good. Not disavow.
So, which side do you land on, though?
What do you mean?
Cutter or the Flyers? Seems like it's
the
a pretty-
Flyers.
Oh,
Wait.
Yeah, so you're against Weeks. Or not
What?
Weeks, Hayes.
Hayes.
No, Hayes had nothing to do with it.
No, but,
No, but
you're,
you're saying that the Flyers
are in the right.
they're in the right, that he got talked out of
The
leaving organization.
the team of the Flyers are in the right for trading him.
Right, but are you team like Flyers that's misinformation that Kevin Hayes had something to do
Kevin
with it?
Hayes had nothing to do with it.
Okay, and that Cutter Gauthier is like malcontent? Like
What?
which side? do you,
You're anti-Cutter.
right.
Anti-Cutter.
Okay.
I think we're pro-Cutter.
No, he's
No,
anti.
no.
You and
No, because he's friends with Kevin Hayes. And
But Kevin Hayes said he had nothing to do with it.
I'm pro Kevin Hayes.
We're anti.
Right.
We're
I'm pro
anti.
Hayes.
but if you're
anyone-
pro Kevin Hayes, don't you have to be pro-Cutter because they're
No.
best friends?
Yeah, yeah.
No, Kevin Hayes said he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And that-
No, I agree.
and we're very much anti the guy who made up the report about Kevin Hayes.
I'm pro Hayes. I'm pro
We're pro Hayes, pro
Cutter.
Flyers.
I'm pro Hayes,
no
pro
fuck
Cutter, and pro Flyers.
All right, well, I'm going to call
Now you
Whit.
can't-
I'm
I think-
gonna
I think
call Whit and
everybody's
ask
in the
what-
right.
if we can do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
I'm going to call Whit.
Is Wiz?
This is Whit.
This picture's unbelievable.
Hello?
Hey, so we're breaking down this entire Flyers shit right now on the podcast.
What stuff?
The Flyers and Cutter Gauthier or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
what do you mean, what stuff? It's like all you've been talking about the last 2 days.
You cut out, but I
Oh.
don't have good service at my house.
Okay, well,
Pay your Wi-Fi bill.
yeah, you'd think you'd be able to afford that. Maybe less
Do you guys
golf.
want me to answer the question?
Okay.
Yeah, at my house now.
All right. So Max just broke down the whole thing to us. All we want to know is, can we be pro Cutter, pro Kevin Hayes, anti Flyers? Is that the right spot to be in?
That is the perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Perfect.
Philadelphia is just full of such scumbags and dirtballs and
Disavow.
weasels, and it's the worst city in the country. And I hate everything about it, and I always have.
Okay, so I think we cleared it up.
Besides the people from Philly that listen to Chicklets, those guys are cool.
And the AWLs who are from Philly.
And producers that are
No,
from Philly.
No, we don't care about you, Max. All right. Thank you, Whit. Also, Jersey Jerry was practicing his first hockey skills challenge. I think he broke his collarbone.
Yep, Jerry McDavid. I can't wait to see it.
All right. See ya. Bye. Okay, so we're good.
Yeah, so we're fine. We're
Pro
on the right-
Cutter, pro Kevin Hayes, fuck the Flyers.
I don't have a problem with the Flyers. I think that everybody
Sounds like they're doing misinformation on this poor kid.
I'm anti the person that made up the story.
Yes, that is.
But the story came
Abundantly
from
clear.
someone in the Flyers organization.
No, he wasn't
Oh,
in
yeah.
the organization. He was he's a blogger.
No, but
Where do you
but
think he
Max,
got the
you think,
sources
You think
from?
that Ant just made it up?
I think he made it
Yeah.
up.
No,
No.
I actually agree.
I
now.
think he
So
made it up.
Ant got the scoop from the Flyers.
I'm pro Flyers trading him. That makes sense. But it sounds like the Flyers are maybe doing a little damage control here and sourcing stuff.
This guy said Hayes himself said that guy was making shit up.
You don't think he talked to anyone on the Flyers? Didn't he say according to a source?
Yeah, so I think
Yeah, but I think that was bullshit.
there's probably some guy on the Flyers that's pissed off that Cutter doesn't want to play for them, and then he does some dot connecting, and then he calls his boy Ant. He's like, Ant, you're never gonna believe the scoop, and then Ant runs with it. It sounds to me like the Flyers
Well,
kind of ratted him out a little
I'm
bit.
anti that guy as well.
Okay, so we could be pro Flyers but anti the guy who's putting out misinformation, which might be Mr. Flyer himself. Is there a Mr. Flyer?
Danny Briere, GM of the Flyers.
Has you asked yourself why the Flyers are such a shit organization that he doesn't want to play for them, Max?
That's a good question.
Yeah, this type of thing would never happen in DC.
No, Flyers are doing pretty good this year, and they shouldn't be good. That's what that was other information that I got.
Oh, but it is kind of embarrassing for you. Like the
me.
Blackhawks have never had a scandal. Memes laugh too quickly at that.
Well, not with any of their prospects.
So you
I forgot about that.
Not good. You are now Mr. Flyer, and
Me?
they're being good this year. They're good this year.
They're better than they should be. They were supposed to be the second. Chief told me they have the second worst roster in the NHL.
Blackhawks have number one,
have
yeah.
the worst, but they were in second place. I think they have had
They're
a little
not
bit of a
not
tied for
second
third in the
place.
Metro-
Well,
at all.
so here's
They
what I'm
were
going to
at
say.
one point. Memes back me up.
Max,
Memes back me up.
in the,
one point, yeah.
in
At
the
one point.
Metropolitan Division.
Max,
No,
as
I think
a
it's
Tied for
everything.
third
as a
Metropolitan.
follow-up to this, I love the passion. You said yourself this is the most prep you've ever done for the show. I think as a follow-up, Max, you have to now follow the Flyers And hopefully they don't lose in terrible fashion in the playoffs.
Yep. I got to learn some guys' names. I was looking at the roster last night. I think there was like 3 that were
So
coming
forget
tonight.
Cutter Gautier's name.
Well, that guy was never on the team.
Where did he get traded to?
The Ducks.
Oh, that's a nice life.
Quack.
Yeah, he didn't. I mean, that guy's Cutter's a pussy. That's a fact.
He was
No, we're pro Cutter.
No,
fourth,
we're
fifth pick?
anti-Cutter.
No.
I'm anti-Cutter.
No, because he's friends with Kevin Hayes, who's friends with us.
No. But I think I can be pro Kevin Hayes, anti-Cutter.
Why are you against this guy wanting to play for Philadelphia? Like, it seems like
He told Philly that he wanted to play for Philly and then changed his mind 2 months later.
An athlete did a cliche answer. I'd never heard that.
No, but
what did you want
going
to say?
through
Like,
draft prep.
I don't want to play here.
Yeah, guys do that all the time.
You know, shit.
Do they?
Want to get drafted?
Yes. Isn't that what Eli did?
Well, yeah,
That
Eli's
was
dad.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, all right. Well, you said that. Who does that? I just gave you an answer. Bam.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
this guy just said, like, yeah, I'll play for whoever drafts me. You drafted him, and then I understand his point of view. Like, if you know it's not going to be a fit, if you don't want to play for Torts, and you know that it's not a fit, why not just be like, hey, please?
And
trade
by
me?
If one of your close friends tells you this organization sucks.
And by
or
quote,
maybe doesn't
I am-
even tell you that
on draft
but then
day,
somebody makes that up. That
he
they told
tells
you that.
Danny Briere is the one who said this, that he was told by him on draft day, I am built to be a Flyer. I want to be a Flyer. Before they drafted him.
This is a quote from who?
From Danny Briere,
So the
who's
GM,
of the Flyers.
said that he really wanted to be a Flyer.
Because he's about to draft this kid, and he wants everyone to think that it's okay.
Yeah.
No. He said that, what?
Yeah, we're saying Danny Briere probably lied.
Yeah.
I wish I knew more about this, but because this guy's bad. Cutter pussy,
Okay.
for sure.
Philly's coming back out.
But every Philly fan who's been mean to Kevin Hayes
Is a piece of shit. Piece of
garbage, low life human
I
being.
would also like Max saying "cutter pussy" on the soundboard.
Thank you.
Thanks, appreciate
All right, that was good, Max. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
You did a lot of research.
thanks.
I know it was taxing. I can tell.
I was excited.
Yeah.
It was fun.
You got sometimes you get ahead of your words.
I know. Whiz.
Sometimes you get behind your words.
And I said 2002. Whiz and 2002. Those are my 2 slip-ups for sure.
Yeah.
Would you almost rather the Flyers be inconsequential so you don't have to worry about them?
No, it was kind of fun. I was like excited to read about the drama and like kind of get some Philly in me.
For like an hour and a half, but I'm talking
And
about.
then the
I'm
Kevin
talking
Hayes
about
shit
your-
started,
your
and I was
real
like,
life,
I don't like want to be looped
Like,
in with that.
in your real life, do you want to expend any emotional energy on the Flyers when it's Sixers season?
No.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
Also, Flyers don't get enough credit for having a very unique color in pro sports.
Orange, black,
Yeah, you don't really see that hue of orange in pro sports.
kind of the Bengals.
A little bit, but the Bengals are
And gritty.
just as much
Yeah,
like,
gritty's cool.
black as orange, right? Like I'm talking about the actual jerseys. They pop.
The Flyers have a good logo too.
Yeah,
I
they
like the
pop.
winged
San
P.
Francisco Giants meme said.
Yes,
Yeah.
but that also is a little bit more like the
They have
Flyers
their
have
own
a lot
Pantone.
more orange.
It's called Flyers Orange.
The Flyers have a ton of orange.
TMS 172C.
Thanks, Jake. Very cool.
Okay. Good job, Max. Let's do Hot Seat Cool Throw, and then we'll get to Baldy, talk some more football. It's brought to you by our friends at Coors Light. Hot Seat Cool Throw brought to you by Coors Light. When you're juggling work, family, and life in general, things can feel chaotic. That's why Coors Light helps you find moments to reset and refresh all year long. Whenever you need to hit reset, reach for a Coors Light. It's made to chill. There's only one beer out there that's literally made to chill, and that's Coors Light. We love Coors Light. Coors Light's the best beer in the world. It is the coldest beer in the world. Have a nice cold Coors Light watching football, watching some playoff football. We have 13 games left. 13 games. Time to get off work, chill out, drink a Coors Light, watch some football. When it's time to chill, Coors Light is the beer I reach for. So when you hit the reset, grab the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Coors Light, the best beer out there, coldest beer out there, and also on our rug, which looks awesome. One of the coolest logos. Okay, Hank, Hot Seat Cool Throne.
The hot seat is the NBA.
Yeah.
They're doing some funky shit with the Celtics. Only team without double-digit losses last night against the Pacers, as I'm sure most people were watching during the national championship game. Jaylen Brown had a game-tying shot attempt that they called a foul. They reviewed the tape. He clearly got hit in the head. They reversed it, gave the Pacers the ball back, Celtics lose by 1. Very questionable. Jaylen Brown, who is the head of the Players Association, was going after them. And then LeBron James, who is a known speaker of facts, went out of his way on Twitter to say, see what I'm saying? JB clearly got hit in the back of the head. They reviewed the play just to reverse it and say he didn't. Man, what? Good-ass game to have an ending like that. And y'all see why I'd be going apeshit out there when it happens. Very questionable. Very questionable.
You know it's a bad call when Hank, I saw him quote tweet LeBron saying facts.
Yeah, and
love facts.
Love facts.
And when LeBron's dropping the gorilla emoji and then the poop emoji.
Yeah, apeshit.
Yeah.
So yeah, very questionable. Very questionable.
Also, considering
makes no sense.
LeBron got fouled on that one play. Remember, was that Tatum that got him on the arm on that layup?
And Pat Bev took the camera.
Yeah,
that was hilarious.
Remember that play? That was very funny. Did you have his back then, Hank?
But it's one thing. Yeah, I said that was one of the funniest things of all time by Pat Bev for sure. But it's one thing to not call foul. That happens. You know, even like last night with the Michigan holding and stuff like that. If you call it or don't call it, whatever. If you go to the tape, look at a clear foul, and then reverse it. Very questionable. Fact or fiction?
Fact. Did we ever find out how long Tyrese Halliburton's out for? That was. Oh, did you see him get carried off? He did the splits.
Yeah.
Lord carry him now.
Maybe he pooped himself like Paul Pierce.
That was bad. That felt like a groin. Very, very bad.
And then my cool throne is movies that are catered directly to me. In the past couple days,
you got a whale movie coming out?
There was that would be the trifecta. Apple TV is coming out with a documentary called The Dynasty of the New England Patriots. Belichick's in it, Brady's in it, the whole crew is in it. Because there's been sometimes it's like the Brady documentary, but Belichick's not in it.
When is it coming out?
I don't know, February I think.
There was a working theory someone had online. I can't remember who it was, so I apologize. That Kraft was waiting to fire Belichick to the end of the season so he could put it at the end of the documentary.
Friday, February 16th.
That actually, when I saw this came out today, Tuesday, the trailer, that made me think that it was over for some reason. It was just like Belichick's in it, Brady's in it, because there has been documentaries, the past few years where some of them are in it, some of them aren't in it, but this one being everyone made me feel like this is kind of like the
closing chapter.
Like the Eras Tour movie.
Yeah.
But it'd be, what Taylor Swift did? She then re-released the movie with bonus features on it later. Maybe they release the movie, Belichick comes back, then they re-release it next year with all the footage from the next season.
Yes, the bonus footage of the 6 and 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. And then on
Marvin Harrison,
Sunday,
7 wins.
Yeah.
Although I might have got on this one.
Should be good.
21 Savage. There's people being like, who wants a 21 Savage movie? Me. This is me. It's Lucas from Stranger Things playing young 21 Savage, Donald Glover playing old 21 Savage. It's called The American Dream. They said it's coming out July 4th. I mean, I couldn't be more excited for that in my life. Love Donald Glover. Love 21 Savage.
That trailer was weird.
But then today, 21 Savage announces album, which is also called The American Dream. So there's a chance that it was just like an album promo rollout thing.
That looked like it was a movie, yeah.
So that would suck.
But
I was so excited for the movie.
I
saw people being like, no one wants this. Who wants a 21 Savage movie? I do.
They might
21
still
Savage,
make that
Donald
movie.
Glover, like, that's catered directly to me.
Yeah.
So I hope it's real. I'm leaning towards it not being real and it just being towards like an album rollout thing, but I'm hoping it's real.
Okay.
I would want to see a Tekashi 6ix9ine biopic. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Just Goodfellas. He's a rat.
Crazy shit.
Okay, good job,
Party.
Hank.
My hot seat is The Sopranos.
Yes.
The Sopranos are on the hot seat because they're releasing on TikTok a 25-second and under per episode summary. So
They're literally just releasing Part of My Take.
they're doing part of my take. I just don't know how you would include the entire scene where Tony kills Christopher by suffocating him in the car after they get into the accident.
Was that before or after Adriana got caught?
I think that was after she got. Are you talking about when Silvio drove her out to the woods and then took her out of the car and shot her in the head because she was a rat? Mm-hmm. Or how do you do the scene where Bobby Bacala gets shot in the train shop, the toy train shop?
That one hurt me.
That was really
Phil Leotardo's head got rolled over.
Yeah, that was tough. It cracked his head.
Yeah,
splattered it. Or the one at the end where in the very last scene where it cuts to black and you don't know if Tony died or not.
They're gonna have to fill this all in.
They're gonna have to fill this in. Like I don't know if you can do that in 25 seconds or less.
Hank, will you be watching? I would actually like you to watch and give us a review. It's 20 seconds
All right.
each episode. It's like
do what I did the first time and get to season 3, and then you'll spoil it.
We would never spoil
We
The
would
Sopranos.
never spoil it for you. Okay, I'm excited for that.
My other hot seat is Boeing airplanes. Did you see the news about the 737-9 MAX?
Mm-hmm.
It had a door that got blown out. It had an explosive decompressurization at 16,000 feet, and everybody was buckled in. It was before you were allowed to unbuckle and go to the bathroom.
Okay.
But if people were walking down the aisle when that happened,
Would have been sucked out.
people could have been sucked out of the window and like just thrown out 16,000 feet, fall to earth, die. But nobody was. What do you mean?
What if they land in water?
Good point, Hank.
What about the two people sitting next to the window?
They were buckled up.
I thought it
No,
was.
I think it was an open seat.
I think that was a conspiracy theory that people are throwing out there now.
What, that it was?
There was two people who just didn't show up for the flight.
Oh, is that true? Jake, where did you hear this?
I saw somewhere on Twitter that it was an open seat, the one right next to the
Yeah,
window.
no, I don't think so. I think that if you're buckled up and that happens, chances are you're probably going to stay in your seat. It's going to suck a lot
What
of
if it was
stuff
an
out.
open seat?
Like the iPhone got sucked out. I think two people's iPhones got
Yeah.
found. So they found the door. Boeing was also the maker of the 737-8 MAX that had all those crashes a few years ago. So if it's, I don't know what kind of flights we have planned soon, but if it's Boeing, I ain't going. I'm out on Boeing till
How
they
do you know
address these.
before?
You can find out.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to fly on a Boeing anytime soon.
What's the other one?
You've got a couple other Airbus.
Airbus.
Is their big
okay.
competitor.
Airbus.
My cool throne is Mac Jones. Mac Jones on the cool throne. He put on 7 to 8 pounds of muscle in the last couple weeks.
Wow.
So he put that report
They're
out.
fat.
So he might be back. No muscle.
Muscle.
Like everybody else. The 7 to 8 pounds that we put on over the holidays. It's all muscle. It's all muscle, not fat. So Mac Jones he's looking for a landing spot next year, much like Boeing.
Yeah. Okay. My hot seat is EA Sports. This started as a rumor online, but I just read rumors and I'm like, oh, that's a fact. We were supposed to possibly get an announcement about when the NCAA football game was coming out last night, and we didn't. So I'm mad. I want to know. Doug's is coming back whenever it comes back. I'm getting back in the lab. Where the fuck is this game?
Is it going to come out this offseason?
They said this summer, but remember it was delayed a year already.
Yeah.
Suspect.
Yeah, something weird's going on. I just hope that they don't fuck around with it too much. Just give us the exact same
Don't make
game.
it like Madden, like where it's hard to control the players.
Give us the exact same game
It's going to be Madden.
as 2014, but
I said don't.
let us do like modern NIL shit.
It's
Do you
EA,
not understand what I just said? I said don't,
But they will.
but I said don't.
But they will.
Okay, well, if they're listening to this, don't, please. My cool throne is the Memphis Grizzlies. Unfortunately, John Moran is out for the year. Torn labrum. Sucks, but
Hey, Big Cat, is that a shooting arm?
that was a Mincy joke. That was great last night. Mincy was like, I was going to say that.
Yeah, so we found out about John Morant on the live stream, and I was like, I wonder if that's a shooting arm. And then Mincy goes, I was about to say, I wonder if it's a shooting arm.
I was like, PFT, you got to give him a few seconds.
Credit to
It's
Mincy.
off, yeah.
Mincy had it first, I will
Did.
say.
But not the worst thing, because the Grizzlies are bad. And they are one of the worst teams in the league right now. So maybe you get a really good draft pick.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you got to think with these things.
It sucks. It sucks, though.
It sucks, but like if you get a lottery pick out of this, someone to pair with John Morant, that's pretty cool.
Have you seen the lottery this year, though?
We got a Euro guy.
Yeah, we got like 2 Euro guys, an Aussie guy,
Okay,
and that's about it.
Cooper Flag next up
Yep.
next year.
SAG for flag.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
All right, hot seat, cool throne, Jake.
My hot seat is Nike. After 27 years, Tiger Woods is a free agent.
Yes.
wow.
Apparel-wise.
I was a little confused by the people who were like this is so devastating, like all the memories. Like it's Tiger Woods is the memories, not Nike.
Golf fans are weird.
Like that, I just didn't really understand that. Like, yeah, I get it. He was wearing a Nike shirt when he hit all those shots, but it was Tiger Woods.
It's the swooshes, Big Cat.
Like when I think
swooshes.
of Tiger Woods, I think like best golfer ever. I'm not like Nike.
When I think of Tiger Woods, I think of father to best golfer ever, Charlie
That's true.
Woods.
Next
I
up.
wonder if Nike needs room in their budget for Charlie. So
Yeah.
they got Tiger out of it.
Were you one of these people who was like, man, end of an era?
No, I think
Oh.
he should join either Team Roback or the Barstool Store.
Yeah.
Be sponsored
I
by
was
them.
saying, like, what if he won the Masters next year in an Anus shirt?
That'd be great.
It'd be awesome.
Yeah, we have great golf shirts on our store.
I
so.
thought he should go to Big Dogs.
That would
That'd be
great.
cool, right?
Big Dog.
Tried to buy
We've seen
Big
the, we've
Dogs.
seen the meme.
They haven't done anything with it. I had a meeting about it too.
Big Dogs is fantastic. If you can't run with Big Dogs, stay on the porch.
I literally had a meeting with them. I was like, I want to buy it, and they're just like, we were rebranding, and I was like, well, to what?
You're getting in on the Tiger.
Big Dogs work.
That meme came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
the Big Dog meme from Tiger Woods.
Yeah,
I feel like that's got to be an industry plant. My theory was because when Nike first announced it that they were moving on, they never like officially said like we're done doing business with Tiger Woods. It was all like we'd like to thank Tiger for all the work that he's done with us. Looking forward to the next chapter, things like that. Is there any chance they just make a Tiger Woods brand like Jordan brand?
Oh, they could. Yeah,
that he owns, and then
it's
Nike
either that or Uniqlo.
Uniqlo?
Yeah.
What's that?
That's like the Chinese one that Roger
Federer has it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You saw him at brunch, right?
Yeah, I did.
It's awesome.
I did. Saw him at brunch once.
Where else could he go? Yeah, Tiger Woods. Listen, Tiger Woods should just make his own brand.
Yeah.
Just be called
Tiger Woods brand.
Yeah.
I'll buy it.
And speaking of Tiger, my cool throne is our friends at Foreplay. They have a video with Tiger coming out today.
Very happy
so
for
check
them.
that out.
Mm-hmm.
It was it's their white whale. Big moment for them. Go watch the video. I know that like Riggs, Frankie, Trent, Rapport, Lurch, I don't know if he's in the video, but like they're all the biggest Tiger fans ever.
Yeah, Trent said today that he would never be a golfer if it wasn't for Tiger Woods. The podcast would not exist.
I mean, I think that's a lot of golfers in the world. Yeah,
sure.
So that's awesome.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a golfer if it wasn't for Foreplay.
Yeah.
They inspired me by getting inspired by Tiger.
You also wouldn't be a golfer if you never realized that golf is a way to get out of work.
No, I just like to golf.
Oh, okay.
It does numbies.
Good times with the boys.
Does numbies.
It
Does
does
do
numbies.
numbies. But yeah, go watch it because it's going to be great. Okay, let's get to Brian Baldinger. Baldy. Before we do that, PFT, you got a quick word from one of our sponsors?
Yeah, before we get to Baldy, he's brought to you by Rocket Money. Rocket Money. I have found subscriptions in my phone that I forgot about, that I paid for twice, and I didn't even realize it. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and it helps you lower your bills. I can see all my subscriptions in one place, and if I see something I don't want, I can cancel it with just a tap. I never have to get on the phone with customer service. They will even try to get you a refund for the last couple months of wasted money and negotiate to lower your bills for you by up to 20%. All you have to do is take a picture of your bill. Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year. That's $720 a year with over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/take. That's rocketmoney.com/take. rocketmoney.com/take. Now, here's Baldy.
Okay, we now welcome on one of our favorite guests. He is a true football guy through and through. It is Brian Baldinger. Baldy, you can see him on NFL Network, Fox Sports, Compass Media Network. He's everywhere. Also, his film breakdowns are the best. If you don't follow him on Twitter, it's Baldy NFL, at Baldy NFL. Baldy, we're here. It is playoff football time. I'm actually going to let you lead us in the first question. What is the game you're most excited for, the matchup you're most excited to watch?
The Rams. The Rams coming to Detroit. Because that's like, this number 2 seed, 6 seed, it's like, or 7 seed. I mean, this game to me has upset written all over it. And I think because of the way the Rams are playing, I mean, even the way they played against San Francisco, forget about them winning the game and Carson Wentz, just the way they played the game up front on the offensive line. They played their starters up front. They got a good days of work. We talk about Puka as, this sensational rookie, which he is. That guy's blocking is unbelievable. Mm-hmm. And they asked the receivers to block like tight ends at the line, and it really helps in the run game. They did it 2 years ago. Cooper Kupp was excellent. Robert Woods, all these guys that played on the edge. If you play for the Rams, you're going to block at the point of attack. And the way that they do it, it's crafty, but it's really effective. Yeah. And that showed up on Sunday.
Yeah. So about the Rams, the side of the ball that doesn't get talked about, their defense. What are you seeing? Because it's a lot of guys that people don't know. It's a young defense. It's supposed to be a rebuilding year. What are they doing that gives you confidence that the Rams can win the game maybe on Sunday night, but also be a dangerous team in the NFC playoffs and make a little run here?
Well, you got to look at these rookies. Kobe Turner, Byron Young guys like Bobby Brown. Like, people don't know those names, but all they do is they line up every week and they play, and all they're doing has gotten better. And so they still do a lot of things, moving Aaron Donald around. He's still Aaron Donald. Like, if you don't cut him off on the backside, he's going to make every tackle. He's going to be around the quarterback. He's going to be like just that nasty freaking gnat you can't get rid of. He's there. But they attack. They attack. They play a lot of different coverages. They're good enough on the outside. You're not going to shut teams down on the outside, but they're good enough with Witherspoon and what they have, Kobe Bryant. They're good enough up on the outside because they can still pressure you on the inside. So they do that, and then they just got this coach that just knows how to, like, if we were playing pickup basketball, you'd want him on your side. He just knows how to organize. Like, he's demanding, and yet at the same time, like, he's encouraging. Like, all the things you got to do to be a great coach.
He definitely insists on being skins right off the bat. He claimed that one. Would you say that they've changed something about their team? Like, I feel like a month and a half into the season, nobody was really impressed with the Rams that much. And then they got dangerous. They got hot. So what changed?
Yeah. Kyron Williams. So if you look at Kyron now, they didn't play last week, but, he leads all running backs, including McCaffrey, with 95 yards a game. Like, that guy is just a total back. And I know he's fifth round out of Notre Dame. And guys I know that watched Notre Dame football never thought he was going to be this guy. But he's everything you want in a running back. I think he's the best running back McVay's had. And so, not that it's a long list or anything, but this guy is a difference maker. And what you see now is, like, Stafford's underneath the center. I like my quarterback under center. I don't want him in shotgun every play. But he's under center, a lot of play action. Demarcus Robinson has come in, give him a big lift down the stretch. And so they've got four guys, Tutu Atwell, Higbee. They got enough to go carve you up. But now the running game has really taken over.
Yeah, and Kyron Williams' blocking is also out of this world good.
Yes.
Like, he is everything.
Now you're doing your film study. Because, guy's – you got to protect your quarterback. They're going to – like, there's an old thing like the Bob, the back-on-backer. Like, we're going to blitz our backer because he's going to beat the running back. Well, okay, that guy's stout now. He's stout. He's going to get right underneath your chin, give you a little chin music. Like, he's excellent at in protection.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm very excited for that game as well. Bouncing around, so the Eagles, their defense has been much maligned. That has been the story. I have been of the mindset that their offense is really what's, like, kind of letting them down because it just looks clunky. It doesn't. Yeah. It has felt like there's been no rhythm. I know they're dealing with injuries now. What is it though when you're watching scheme wise, or when you're just sitting down and looking at the tape? What are they doing wrong, and why do they feel so different than last year on the offense?
I feel like if I was playing defense against the Eagles, that I would just be calling their plays out. Like, there's, like, honestly, I know guys at the bar in South Philly that are calling the same plays out. Like, they're just very predictable. That's one. And then, like, look, they played Wink Martindale last week against the Giants. All Wink does is pressure you. Like, he was pressuring Aaron Rodgers in preseason when the Jets, played the Giants. So, and they acted like they weren't prepared for it because they had no, like, when they came after him, Isaiah Simmons coming free, like, they had no answer. Like, what's your answer? What should Jalen Hurts do if they've got a free hitter coming at him? Is there a hot read? Is there a sight adjust? Is somebody cutting the route off? Like, their answer is Jalen getting out of the pocket and scrambling and running, which was a disaster last week. They didn't make one good play down the field. And so they look underwhelming and underprepared for what these teams are going to do to them. And look, that's all Todd Bowles does. Like, that guy's throwing up pressures right now in Tampa. Like, they better be ready for it because I don't think Tampa's a great team, but I know what Todd Bowles can do and what he has done. And, it's like the old saying, like, sometimes you get the bull, but sometimes the bull gets you. Well, the bull's getting the Eagles offense right now, and they better be ready for it because it's coming. I don't care who's playing receiver. It doesn't make any difference. Jalen needs an out if they're going to come after him the way they can, whether it's single blitzes or overload pressures or zone pressures. Like, they have every single pressure you can get to speed up the quarterback's process.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're saying it's mostly the coaching and not the players' execution.
Well, I think it's the coaches from the standpoint, like Javon Hargrave came out yesterday or the day before and said he couldn't believe the difference between how they practice in San Francisco and how they practice in Philly. nobody wants to hear this in Philadelphia. But he said, we practice so much harder in San Francisco because I couldn't even believe it. Like in Philly, like we were just getting, making sure we were fresh for game day. And I think some of that shows up. Some of that shows up. And I'm not here to criticize Nick. Nick had a team in the Super Bowl last year. He got a 4-11-1 team in the playoffs the next year. He's done some great things. But I don't know how demanding they are of some of these players.
And sometimes you just got to play football. That's a fact. That's the only recipe is you got to play some more football. I got a crazy stat for you, and I want to know what you're seeing and if there's a remedy. If the remedy maybe is Mike McCarthy has to do a better job advocating for his guys. Did you know that Micah Parsons has not had a holding penalty called on him in the last 11 games? And he's getting a ton of pressures, but there's been no holding penalties. What is it? Is it that he's so fast that he can't be held? Or is it that Mike McCarthy needs to be like, hey, you guys got to start looking for this because my guy gets held and he's dominant?
So I'm going to answer the question because I do a video on Micah every week. Sometimes Micah just stands up there and he goes, look, don't ask him. Just go watch Baldy's videos and he'll show you what I did. Because the guy, there's nobody else that compares to Micah in this league. Nobody is as freakishly fast, changes direction. The guy was a great wrestler. Like he's a cat on a marble table. Like you can't get him off his feet. So, but when I played with Reggie White, they held Reggie all the time. And so they didn't throw the flag. And so what happens though is go and look on the other side and see if they're calling holding calls against Terrence Steele or, Tyron Smith. Like sometimes they just even it out.
Right.
And they don't because Mike is – so I don't know, like that'd be the next stat to look at, how many holding calls they're actually getting on that side of the ball because sometimes it just sort of cancels out.
Yeah.
But I think Micah does win. There's this weird thing right now because I know everybody screenshots these holds and like I did one on Max Crosby yesterday. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like they got two guys just literally arms around them. And there's the umpire right there. Nothing's coming out. But I think sometimes there's this thing, and TJ Watt was telling me this year, that when these guys do this arm under rip move and they're turning the corner, and these guys got them like by the arm like this around their neck, they're not calling it.
Right.
But if you screenshot it, it's a clear hold. So there's a fine line between a hold, because sometimes there isn't a hold and they call a hold on some stupid things, and some things look flagrant and they don't call it. But still, 11 weeks, and Mike is not getting a holding call. That's absurd.
It's crazy. I looked at it and I was like, wait, maybe he's just so fast no one can hold him. They can't get their hands on him.
No, they can get their hands on him. That's part of the problem. They get their hands on him.
Yeah.
Kind of slow.
You got to do a better job acting. Just start to flail the arms and just fall down.
Yeah, but I hate that, though. Like, that's the flop thing, right? And I see guys get it. The guys are getting it.
Yeah.
They're getting that call.
Yeah.
But I hate that flop thing, man.
Yeah.
Like, I hate it. Like, if somebody did that to me, like, I'd be on them, like, hard.
Give him something to flop about on the next play. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go out to Kansas City real quick. We got the Dolphins, the Chiefs. It's going to be like 10 degrees out there. It's going to feel like it's 0 degrees. Everything seems to be going against the Dolphins right now. I saw a crazy stat, too, earlier today that said that the Patriots actually beat more teams above 500 than the Dolphins did this season, which is crazy to think about. I mean, the Dolphins, they blew some teams out, but they haven't really beaten any good teams yet. Do they have any chance going to Kansas City and beating Pat Mahomes?
They do. Like, if they get their – like, if they get their 4x100-meter relay team healthy of Tyreek and Waddle and Achane and Mostert, if they're reasonably healthy, like that speed changes things. First of all, Tua gets rid of the ball a lot faster when all those guys are out there. And then you look at the things that Mike McDaniel does, and they're so subtle, but just some of even the play that they ran last week over and over where Tua is like faking a handoff, and there's nobody to fake it to, yet the defense is biting on the fake, and then he's flipping it behind him to the back going the other way. Like, they got a lot of yards on that play last week. Like, he's going to have some new plays, some new formations. He just does. He's just innovative. He's like, okay, what do we have this week? Who are we going against? Oh, they corner cap blitz more than anybody in the league in Kansas City. Spags is coming after us with his corners. Well, we're going to catch him on one of these corner blitzes, and there's going to be nobody out there with one of these track stars to go run. So I actually am not as down on the Dolphins. I know the stats, and I know the teams they've beaten. But I'm not as down on them as other people are because I know when this thing clicks, like, I don't care what defense you're in, they can make you look bad.
Yeah. Now, this is a dumb question, but I'm wondering if you've ever seen it. When you're watching film study, can you tell when a team can't deal with the cold? Because we have obviously a theory with the Dolphins, the candy-ass uniforms going into the cold. It just doesn't look like cold-weather football. Can you tell that a team like, oh, that guy, he doesn't really want to be out there. That guy, he's maybe not feeling comfortable. Can you see that? Is that a factor?
I think it's more of a factor with teams and tackling. If they want to be as aggressive tackling, that's what I would look for. You can see it. You can see it because some guys don't want to. It's a business decision, or I can't. My hands are numb. Like I'm just going to throw my body in there, and I'm not going to wrap up. I think you see it more on defense. I was one of those idiots that refused to ever put a long sleeve shirt on, no matter how cold it was.
I like that.
Like I was just a mentality. Like I'm not going to be cold. Like I remember Reggie White told me the story one time. Like he was playing the state championship in Tennessee, and he was from an inner city school, and they played this bunch of country kids that were in tearaway jerseys, and they came out there on a field where it was 18 degrees outside, and he knew that we were going to get beat. Like these kids just handle the cold better than we did. You know? Some guys just bundle up and they got the Vaseline on themselves, and they got their gloves on, and they got their fanny packs on, and their hand warmers. And you're like, it is football. Like your body's going to get, it's not going to feel it. Like if the adrenaline's running right, you're not going to feel the cold.
Yeah, it's about the mentality of just saying I'm better than the cold, and you start the game and you're 1-0 against the cold. You've already beaten the cold. The other guys getting their ass kicked.
Like like Bud Grant never allowed heaters on the sideline with the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah,
like and Bud Grant never wore a jacket. Like he set the tone. And there is a mentality to that when, like, I hear it might be as cold as 17 below in Kansas City with the windshield. You know? So who knows? I mean, we get fascinated by temperatures and stuff. But look, the ground could be frozen. Maybe that's a factor.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any footing? Like, there's a lot of factors that go into it. How's the wind blowing? How's it going to affect the ball? Like, I always think this. Windy conditions, to me, are worse than freezing conditions because you can't hear when it's windy. You can't hear signals. You can't hear snap counts. You can't hear the quarterback. You see these guys, they're turning their ear hole to whoever's speaking to them. So otherwise the wind just, basically clouds all the sound.
Yeah. I also feel like Andy Reid against McDaniel in the cold. Like Andy's built for the cold. Mm-hmm. Andy doesn't get cold.
He'd wear shorts if he could.
Yeah, he wears shorts every single practice.
Yeah.
McDaniel's gonna be bundled up. He's gonna have 6 coats on.
Yeah, but he's gonna have his off-whites on.
Yeah, that's true.
Off-whites they're traveling.
That is true.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about some of the job openings in the NFL right now. What are the most attractive openings?
Well, I think the Chargers is attractive. It's a good place to live. You got a quarterback that I don't think we've seen the best of. So I think, that's always a starting point. Quarterbacks get coaches fired when they can't play and they can't perform. So that's like the death of a coach. But I think, the Chargers jumps out at me, a team that has vastly underperformed, that needs a dose of toughness all the way around. Like that team, I think, could be fixed up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It does feel like if you're signing up for Justin Herbert, that's a pretty good bet for a coach coming in.
But counterpoint, couldn't having a quarterback like Justin Herbert, if you don't have things available around him, if you don't have cap space, which they kind of don't, if you don't have necessarily the most support from ownership, couldn't having a pretty good quarterback be a detriment in the fact that it would get you fired more quickly?
Well, I mean, I'm coming in there and packing a running game. I'm gonna find runners. I'm gonna find, if I have to upgrade right tackle, different positions, like I'm gonna get the running game going with the Chargers, just the way the Rams did, and it's gonna make life for Justin Herbert a lot better, no matter who he's throwing to right now.
Yeah. All right. Another dumb question. Joe Flacco, Josh Allen. I'm mentioning those two names because this is the dumb question. Obviously, you don't want turnovers, but if you're the Browns and you're the Bills, is there a part of you that's like, this is what our guy is? We can live with 1, maybe 2, but because we know the upside and then pushing the ball down the field will get us 2, maybe 3. Is that ever a thought, or is it you guys got to take care of the ball better because it's playoff football and we can't have these mistakes anymore?
I'm with you, and I don't think it's a dumb question. Like, I think you have to attack. You can't play fearful. You can't play not to turn the ball over. You have to attack. And that's what both of them do. And I think, like, the first interception that Josh Allen threw to Gabe Davis is an option route. He threw it one way, the receiver went the other way. That's going to happen. It's just going to happen when you're throwing the ball on timing. You got to live with it. The second one where he's rolling to his right, look, the line broke down. He was flushed, and he makes this throw in the end zone. Elliott intercepts it. I just have to live with it because he made so many other great plays. His freaking knuckles are bleeding out there. He's leaving it on the field. Like, I just think you have to live with it. Same thing with Joe. Joe's going to throw some interceptions. You just got to tell your defense, like, you go do your job. Either get off the field, limit to him a field goal, no matter where you are. Like, you got to play transition defense. But he's going to help win us the game too with his rocket arm and how he sees the field. And I don't know, Njoku seems like he's always open. He's going to find him. Mm-hmm. So I would say live with it. Yeah. And don't live in fear of it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, there is definitely we were joking earlier in the season. CJ Stroud obviously is an incredible season, but when he had that stretch where he didn't throw an interception, I was like, I kind of like my guy to throw one every now and then because you know that he's taking risks. That doesn't really apply for CJ because he does push the ball downfield, but you see sometimes where quarterbacks will like, oh, no interceptions. Like, yeah, but was he ever taking risks?
Right. No, I mean, look at Mahomes. Look at how Mahomes plays. Like, he turns the ball over. He doesn't fumble a lot, but he throws interceptions. But, like, look at all the plays that he makes. And so, to me, I mean, that was the problem, honestly, with that. Exactly what you're describing was what Alex Smith was. Alex Smith was a very good quarterback, good leader, prepared, made good plays, but he wouldn't make the big play.
Right.
Because he didn't want to turn it over. And he was cognizant of that. And so there's been quarterbacks that have played, they don't win championships like that. You have to attack. You're going to have to make and the bigger the game get, from wild card to divisional championship, the bigger the game gets, the bigger the throws you have to make because you're going to see better defenses in tighter spots and more pressure moments.
Yeah. I think Alex Smith went, like a year and a half without throwing a touchdown to a wide receiver at one point?
Yeah.
He was just – it was an insane stat.
That's not a good stat.
It's not, but they were winning football games somehow, but never any real important ones. What about Baltimore? So you were just talking about like the difference in the playoffs and, as you play better teams, the windows get a little bit tighter to fit into. With Lamar, the knock against him so far has been he's not really able to do in the playoffs. Do you think this is the year that Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, they can put it together, get to the Super Bowl?
I do. I do think it is. We got to see, it's always that thing of rest versus rust, at this time of the year when you're sitting and not playing. So he's going to go basically 3 weeks without playing a football game. And you're going to come out and, the last time we saw him, he was awesome. So I think the difference this year with him is I used to say, even when he was winning the MVP, unanimously winning the MVP, and he was running for all these yards, I'm like, I don't care if you beat Cincinnati 35-3. Like, you got to work on the passing game. And they weren't working on the passing game and under the old offensive coordinator. They were just winning games. Like, I think they've really improved the passing game. These receivers are all involved. Even the loss, in some ways, the loss of Mark Andrews, as hard as it is for that team to overcome such a great player, it has forced Lamar to go elsewhere with the ball. And he's finding Rashad Bateman now and Aguilar and Likely. And he's thrown there was a time, I remember I did this breakdown on him a couple years ago, and he had thrown like 6 interceptions in a short period of span. And all of the interceptions were passes to Andrews. Like, he was forcing it to him. And now I feel like Lamar is actually seeing the field better and getting the ball to different guys in different parts of the field, including Zay Jones and Odell Beckham and the whole group. So he's improved to the point where he should win playoff games now. And a lot of playoff games.
Yeah. This might be an easy answer because it might just be the 2-1 seeds, but this has been on my mind after watching the national championship on Monday night because I thought the thing that was most remarkable was Michigan tackling. They were so good at tackling. I think they missed one tackle all night. All they did was if you catch the ball, you're tackled. And sometimes football is that easy where the team that tackles better can win the game. So give me the best tackling team in the AFC and the NFC.
I think the 49ers is the best tackling team. I mean, it just starts with Fred Warner. Like, he's just a machine, a tackling machine. But Dre Greenlaw, like Bosa, they're excellent tacklers. You don't get anything beyond when they hit you, the play ends. And so I think they're an excellent tackling team. Baltimore's just a great defensive team. They play defense a little bit different than everybody else. Like, this matchup zone is very difficult to figure out. You don't know what they're going to do and who's really going to stick to you until the ball's snapped. But they give you a lot of looks. But Roquan's not missing a tackle. You know, he's just not. You know, and so I think the 2 number 1 seeds are number 1 seeds for a reason.
Isn't it funny too, because the linebacker position has there's been a little bit of a phase out just in terms of pay, and obviously Roquan was a Bear, and then the Bears were like, we're going to go a different direction. But it is so funny when you get down to it, it's like the teams with these elite linebackers still matter so much because of the tackling and the tone they set.
No doubt, and the impact they make in the most valuable real estate in a football game is the middle of the field, and that's where the middle linebackers live. And when you're a middle linebacker, look, Fred Warner's not the fastest one, but his decision making is as fast as anybody. So he's always flying to the ball. And then Roquan might be the fastest. So when your middle linebacker is fast, your defense looks faster. Like they just, if you make a mistake, and teams make mistakes, whether it's in communication or breakdowns, whatever, like you can clean up the mistakes quicker. Mm-hmm. And that's what those guys do. And I think that we have missed out on the linebacker play. Philadelphia desperately needs linebackers. Their best linebacker starts for the Chicago Bears. And TJ Edwards. Yeah. That's still their best linebacker. And they made a decision not to pay him. And they have paid for it all year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about the Dallas Cowboys? So the book on them is you can run the ball against them. Preferably if they're not at home. If they're on the road, you can beat them. But you got the Packers coming to town. Do the Packers have a chance? I'll ask you this way. Which 7 seed has a better chance at winning in the first round, the Steelers or the Packers?
Good question.
Thank you.
The Steelers going into Buffalo without TJ Watt, they're going to be challenged. And the way Buffalo plays defense, I think Mason Rudolph is going to struggle a little bit. I would say the Packers, because Aaron Jones right now missed about a month in the middle of the season, but nobody's run for more yards the last 3 weeks than Aaron Jones. That guy's an unbelievable player. Like that draft of McCaffrey and Fournette and all those guys that came out, Kamara, like nobody scored more touchdowns in this league than Aaron Jones over that span of time. That guy doesn't miss a hole, and he's fresh as can be right. So I feel like, and the last time Aaron Jones went, he's from El Paso, Texas. He prides himself, the 915 in El Paso. The last time he went to Dallas, he did something nobody's ever done in the history of the Cowboys. He ran for 4 touchdowns against them. Like, just a big deal. Some of these kids come back to Texas. All their friends and family are in the stands. Like Dallas has their hands full with Aaron Jones. Now, Jordan Love and defense, all this other stuff is real. It's going to be a great game. But if you ask me who has a better chance of an upset, I'd say Green Bay has a better chance.
Yeah. That's they are live, and Jordan Love is playing incredible football. It's much to my chagrin. It's a fact. He looks like Aaron Rodgers in some of the throws that he makes. It's crazy.
Over and over again. Over and over. In fact, he threw a couple plays last week in Chicago. It was classic Aaron Rodgers. It was these smoke routes where the corner's 10 yards off. To hell with it. I'm just getting it out there to Jaden Reed, let him go get 6 yards.
Yeah.
Like, you get 12 men on the field, like the ball's being snapped. Like some of the little tricks that Aaron had, he's adopted. He's using them.
Yeah. So we talked about the Rams. Let's talk about the Lions real quick, because the Lions, obviously, their defense has been the big issue this year. They did get a little healthy. They got Aleem McNeil back, who's very important. They got C.J. Gardner-Johnson back. Do you think the Lions can kind of put it back together defensively? I thought they were pretty good against the Cowboys on that Saturday night game. Are you optimistic that this is a team? It's funny, we always go back to that Colts team that won the Super Bowl where they were terrible on defense, and then it clicked, and Bob Sanders and all that stuff. Is there something that could be happening there for the Lions where you could see it kind of come back together?
I can see it, but I haven't seen enough of it to just convincingly say it.
Right.
I haven't seen it enough. You think about Thanksgiving Day, against Green Bay, and they got carved up. So you just look at, they went to Baltimore and they didn't show up, and so you just see some of these games where they just get picked apart. And this passing game, the passing game has to be as precise as any diamond cutter out there. So that's how the Rams passing game is and how it operates right now. They better play really fast. I know this Ifeatu Melifonwu, if I'm pronouncing his name right, he's made a big difference. He's come in there, got a lot of takeaways. They look a lot better when they're taking the ball away. Mm-hmm. When they're not taking it away, they look very susceptible.
Yeah.
I do love your film breakdowns. I love how excited you get about guys. There's some guys that you just watch and you're like, that's a Baldy guy. So give me a guy that's in the playoffs right now, maybe not a superstar, but a guy that you've personally gotten excited about?
Like this left guard, like left guards are people too, let's face it. Right? So this left guard of the Rams, a rookie, Steve Avila. He's from TCU. I nicknamed him the Wad because all he does is just wad stuff up. Like he's super wide and he's super powerful. And like I just watched him last week watch him take Javon Hargrave, who's in the Pro Bowl, like right off the ball. Like it's hard to find earth movers. Like I watched Steve Avila, 73 left guard, and I go, that guy's going to play football in this league for 10 years. And we're probably never going to mention his name because he doesn't commit penalties, doesn't make bad plays. He's steady as can be, exactly what you want. And yet, like he's so young, he plays with good pad level. He gets underneath guys and he just moves people. And they're hard to find.
Yeah.
I like that. The Wad. That's a great nickname.
Yeah.
I also want to know from your perspective as an offensive lineman, what are the mechanics of reporting? Did the Lions do anything wrong against the Cowboys by trying to confuse either the opponent or, they had an interesting substitution, but it seemed to me like it was pretty straightforward.
It was. Like I was that guy, that would go and play tight end at times, in certain situations. I'd go from guard to tight end. I had to go report. Nothing like that's 40 years ago, 30 years ago. Like none of that has changed. You go to the referee, you report, you make sure he sees you. And that's what Taylor Decker did. Now, what was, were all the other guys necessary to be there? Probably not. But at the same time, and maybe that was some subterfuge on Detroit's part, but only one guy reported. Like, I'm eligible. So you can have all these different, because Ben Johnson has all these different formations in Detroit all the time. So sometimes you just go, I've never seen that before. It happens all the time. But like in that situation, he reported, Brad Allen reported the different guy reporting. So he didn't get it right from the very beginning. Whether it was just because he'd already reported in the game, he was just writing it down. He wasn't really paying attention. I'm not here the referees have a tough job, but that to me was about as clear cut as you can get.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I got one last question. I know you got to run, Baldy. We love having you on. Roback question, RHOBACK.com. Use promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, everything. Roback.com. They got fleeces as well. The best, Roback.com. Give me your Super Bowl, and then maybe give me this could be crazy Super Bowl. Like you see it, like so who you actually think, and then give us a crazy one where it's like these two teams, people aren't really talking about them. They could be there in February.
Good enough. I'll give you just chalk. San Francisco, Baltimore, because I think they've been the two best teams all year. So that's how I'm thinking. But if you want to get crazy here, I'd go Rams. I'd go Rams right now, and I'll go real crazy. I'll go Rams, Miami Dolphins.
Ooh,
okay,
that is crazy.
That is crazy. You're crazy, Baldy.
That is crazy. Dolphins having to win 2 cold games and then a third, maybe. That's crazy.
Well, sometimes players just need to have that carrot dangling in front of them. Like Tyreek Hill going in there to Kansas City. Like that kid, first of all, he's motivated to begin with. I don't think the cold weather is going to bother him. I don't know how his legs are right now. I mean, he was a candidate until 3 weeks ago for the MVP of the league. So, and who knows what happens. But that guy is going to there's nothing more that a player needs than to go show the team that you made the biggest mistake of your life.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. I have one last question here. So we both want Coach Harbaugh as our coach for next year.
PFT decided this last night. I've wanted Coach Harbaugh forever.
Well, I love Coach Harbaugh. Always have loved the man. And if we can't get Belichick, I think Harbaugh would be a great addition to the Commanders. Do you think that Harbaugh is more or less likely to leave Michigan after winning a national championship?
Oh, he's gone. He's gone. He's going to win a Super Bowl championship. It's already his mind's already they might celebrate today and have some fun in Ann Arbor. They should, but I think he's on his way to the NFL.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, Baldy, thank you as always. Playoff football. We'll talk to you again maybe before the Super Bowl. Love having you on. Appreciate everything, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me, man.
Okay. Let's wrap up with some guys on chicks. Friday show, by the way, we're going to talk some more football. I think we're going to have a short Italian writer on the show. He's going to have to answer for his misdeeds.
Mike Florio?
No, I said short, not short face.
Hmm.
And maybe also I'll say this, I'll tease it this way, an answer to a question we have asked many, many times. Another football person. Yeah. What was that look? We're going to find out the answer to DVOA.
Got it.
Yeah.
Hey, part of my take draft gods. I've been with my boyfriend for a little over 2 years. We haven't really talked about marriage, but we live together and I think we're probably headed in that direction. How do I tell him if he ever does want to propose that I don't want an engagement ring because I think they're kind of a waste of money? I'm worried it's too forward to tell him that if marriage isn't on his horizon currently. Or, what if it is and he already bought the ring? Should I just let the cards fall where they may? If Ryan Poles is running the #1 pick through Big Cat, I figured I should do the same with my important question.
Yeah.
So I think
you might be overthinking this a little bit.
I think all you have to do is just be like, I don't want an engagement ring, and he'll be like, awesome.
You could do a soft launch too. You could just be like, you see this person got engaged? Ugh. Engagement rings are so tacky. I would never wear one. That's pretty easy.
Or watch Blood Diamond together.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can't believe all this stuff that goes on across the world for diamonds. I would never want one of those.
I wouldn't go direct though and say I don't want an engagement ring because then he's gonna freak out and be like, "What the fuck?"
I don't
didn't
think
even
so.
think about it. I wasn't even thinking about an engagement ring.
I don't think so. I think after 2 years, it's an appropriate amount of time to just put that out there.
2 years
Guys are dumb.
Soon.
Guys are dumb.
Yeah,
you got to remember, guys are dumb. Like, no, I'm saying he might not. He might just be like, "Yeah, this is my girlfriend. She can be my girlfriend for a really long time."
I think 2 years is long enough though to say, I don't want an engagement ring.
And then he'll be like, "Good, you weren't going to get one."
Yeah, then win-win.
We're breaking up. Also, just get a dog, and then that gets the whole thing going faster too.
Hello, Big Cat and PFT. My boyfriend and I go to Ohio State. Both huge Ohio State fans. We are both seniors, so we've never seen a win against Michigan while being at school here.
Ooh.
However, my boyfriend is also a diehard Lions fan.
Ooh.
He keeps talking about after that Michigan National Championship that if the Lions lose this playoff game to Stafford, he'll be done with sports. I guess I'm asking, what should I do for him? Should I comfort him and watch with him or let him watch alone? I'm just scared if they do lose how crushed he'll be.
Blumpkin. Give him a sympathy, Blumpkin.
This might be a game that you start with him, and then if it's going well, just like slowly inch your way out of the room and let him be alone with his thoughts at the end, because he's going to be in a dark place.
Yeah, you got to read the room. Read the room. Try to figure out where it's going. Yeah, that sucks because he probably knows a lot of people that are Michigan fans that are rubbing and facing it, but then they. Yeah, that's bad.
You have to prepare for the worst. So I would say, like, if they lose that game, get ready to just have him stay home from work, call in, like, seamless Uber Eats, take care of all his food. He's just going to be locked in, like, a dark, sad room and be sad for a long time.
That's a tough week.
Yeah.
Tough week. Tough.
To Stafford, too.
You know what? Just win the game. Just win the game. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Restore the roar. Win the game.
It's also Jared Goff revenge game. Not enough people are talking about that.
No, that's a fact.
Big time.
Buy him tickets to the game.
But
if they lose,
but you won't have to deal with being around him. Yeah. Buy him 2 tickets to the game.
Collective
he's a college student.
Yeah, buy him 2 tickets to the game.
Think she's got money like that?
Sell some blood plasma. Do what we all did. Sell some cum. Buy 2 tickets to the game.
Can girls sell cum?
Yeah.
It's probably worth way more than guy cum.
Yeah, squirt.
Yeah.
It's a popular soda.
Take a bath and then put the bath water into bottles and then sell that online.
Sell some feet pics.
Hey, PMT. I recently asked my ex-boyfriend if he thought one of his best friends would be interested in going to a co-ed volleyball league with some of my friends. The question seemed to backfire once he said IDK and I wish someone would ask me to do those type of things before ghosting me. I'll add I broke up with him and it was a little messy.
Wait, what? Start that again. Sorry. Wait,
she asked her ex-boyfriend if he thought one of his friends would want to play on a co-ed volleyball team with her and her girlfriend.
Terrible person.
Was I wrong for asking if his good friend wanted to play on our team?
Terrible person.
Yeah, it seems like
you
should have at least asked, like, hey, do you and this person want to play?
It is a very tricky situation.
And
though,
she broke up with him.
Co-ed sports are fun, and you get in your like 20s. It's like, hey, let's play some co-ed sports, go to the bar after. But then you do run the risk. Like I know that I've been on softball teams where one of my teammates broke up with his girlfriend. His girlfriend was good at softball, and we're like, can we still have her on the team? You can't. But you think about it.
He's definitely also thinking in the back of his head, you're asking me for my friend to join your team so that you can hook up with him.
Yeah.
100%.
But also he's really good at
100%.
volleyball for sure. Because she's definitely also doing it because he's probably a ringer at volleyball.
Yeah, he's probably tall and strong. Hey, can I have your tall, strong friend's number so I can ask him to play volleyball with me?
Probably can
Me and my girlfriend.
Yeah, can carry a woman.
Yeah, toss her around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked up. All right, last one. How big of an age gap is too big? I'm 32 and I've been seeing a guy who's 24. I don't feel like it's a huge deal, but he asked me if I remember 9/11. I do. He doesn't. And that kind of sent me into a spiral.
Oh. Is this Sean McDermott?
Am I overthinking?
Hank, what do you think is too big of an age gap?
Yeah.
I think like 10. I think 10 years.
That's
this
too
is less
much?
than 10.
Anything less than 10. Does it matter if it's like, it would 22, how is 24 to 32, is that a bigger 8 years than 30 to 38?
No, definitely. I think anything within 10.
Do you think that
perfect.
also like the age gap doesn't matter as much if you guys root for the same football team?
Yeah, I mean, listen, age truly is just a number as long as, you know.
Well, you can't
above
say that.
18.
Yeah,
I literally.
No,
let me finish.
you can't say that.
You can't say that, Hank. You can't say
Clip
that.
that.
10 years does matter sometimes.
You didn't let me finish. You didn't let me finish. I literally said age is just a number as long as it's above 18. Like that's you guys cut me off.
Thanks on his Wander Franco shit.
Yeah.
You guys cut me off.
I actually, this is kind of like, I feel like the older woman.
That was fucked up.
You said it.
You cut me off.
An older woman to younger guy.
Don't
Like
clip that.
that's no big deal. Yeah, 8 years.
Yeah.
8 years. That's
The
not,
9/11 thing is true. I remember I moved.
A 9-year-old and 11-year-old dating?
No, when I moved to Williamsburg into an apartment that had a overview of New York City, and my roommate was 40. I think I was 22, and he was showing me the apartment. It was a random roommate, and the view was sick. And I was like, I don't know why I said this. This makes me sound bad, but I don't know why. I still don't know why I said this because it was like small talk. It was the first time I met this guy, and I was like, damn. Like, it must have been crazy up here on 9/11, like, because you could see everything happening. And he goes, it was. I was like, holy fuck, dude, you're so old.
Yeah.
Because I was in 3rd grade.
yeah.
So
I think
that I can see that sending you in a spiral.
Yeah, but you got to lean into it. Like, there's going to be 8 years is enough for different cultural things. I mean, that you're 8 years younger. You drop Ed, and Eddie.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
No idea what that was when you said that.
Yeah, you're really into 21 Savage.
They did you did one, the Monsters Inc. one. Jerry
Yeah,
dropped that,
Mike
and I was
Wazowski.
like, everyone was laughing, and I was just like, I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it
years.
happened.
8 years is big. I'd say that like the 8-year age difference. Like me and Big Cat are almost 39,
Mm-hmm.
and Hank is 30. Sometimes Hank is just so immature,
Yeah,
so
but
immature.
also his young body is supple.
Yeah, he does have a good beard
Yeah,
for 30.
he's got that young bull energy that keeps us young.
Also, he's 30 and he's strong, and he works in a job that's flexible that allows him to travel
Mm-hmm.
a lot, which is a big bonus if you're looking at 30-year-old and you're 38 or 39.
PFT and I have had discussions where we're like, we're getting up there. Hank's getting up there because you were our young guy for a while. Do we need to go out and look for a young boy? And then we had to stop and be like, wait,
We've talked about
what did we just say?
We've talked about getting a young boy.
A young boy.
involved, Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about procuring a young boy.
Doing some sort of talent search for a young boy.
It's got to be the younger the better.
Yeah.
I was 19. when
Young
I
boy
worked.
talent search would be such a fucking funny. We might do that this summer.
Yeah. And yeah, the logo will be just like a mustache and sunglasses.
Yeah. Young boy talent.
Are you a young boy?
Yeah.
We're looking for you.
We want you. We want you as young as possible.
Come meet with us.
Yeah.
We'll get it all
Are
on
you down
camera.
for young boy talent? We could use a young boy.
Yeah, I'm down for some youth.
Yeah. I mean,
We're getting old.
Max is into little boy
I mean,
aspect.
like we although it's like we watched Billy. We saw how that turned out.
No, there's downsides to a young boy.
Yeah.
It's like getting a puppy. The puppy's gonna annoy you sometimes, but it still keeps you young.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's crazy is Hank is about the same age that we were when we started the podcast.
I pulled up a video of
Whoa.
you the other day.
Who's
we were
you?
talking about Big Cat. We were talking about the horse jumping video, and I pulled that up, and you said you're 28 in it, and
Oh.
that sent me for a spiral.
Shit. Been doing it
And I was
a
thinking
long
about telling a
time.
story in my stand-up set from your 30th birthday, which when I
PFT
said it
was
out
that?
loud, and I was like, "Fuck." That was his 30th birthday. Like, I thought you were so old then.
I know. That was a long time ago.
You should tell that story, though.
I'm going to.
Damn.
It's a good story.
I don't even know the story.
Tune into the stand-up and find out.
Do you know the story?
I know the story.
It's the first time I met. It's
There's a good reason why maybe me or Big Cat would not remember the story.
Oh,
and
there's
why
a
it's never
lot
been-
of things
why
going
it's
on
never
that
been
night.
told. Yeah.
A lot of things going on that night.
Some might say the reason why I work at this company to this day.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm remembering. Yeah, okay. Yeah, tell the story. Fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah. No, don't do it. Cut it.
Bleep that. Don't keep it, but bleep it. And then you'll hear the story.
Yeah.
Okay, good show, boys. Numbers.
8.
40.
3.
18.
20.
71.
8.
99 Pug. 10.
Pug, I got bad news for you.
Shane's a young whippersnapper.
My one pick tonight, Georgetown plus 7.5. It's ugly. Ugly.
Go Pirates.
They're so bad, but I looked at it and I was like, Seton Hall's won
Pug.
2 big games. We'll find out. Okay. It's hard to hear. 10 Shane! Let's go, Shane!
Welcome to the winner's circle.
All right, Shane.
Shane, if you don't know Shane from the most famous A that's ever been drawn. Shane.
Hello.
Shane. So Shane is a Chargers fan.
He's also young.
He's young.
Yep.
He's a young, supple Chargers fan.
Justin Herbert.
Justin
Number 10.
Herbert, number 10. Shane, is the famous graphic designer behind the greatest A that's ever been produced. I actually would like a 1-of-1 shirt that just said Shane with the A
I can do
for
that.
this moment. That'd be great.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that'd be great. So Shane, anything else? Shane also is like, Shane has not tried a lot of things in life, and it's fun to watch him. What was it? Did you have Chinese food for the
I
first
think he
time?
grew up without internet on a
No,
farm.
like
Yeah.
Like Chick-fil-A, Chipotle.
Yeah, you
I didn't
get
have till I
Chipotle.
went to New York City.
yeah.
Chipotle, I remember that first order.
Yeah.
He never
Yeah.
had milk that wasn't. He like.
Sucked from the cow.
Yeah.
What?
Is that true, Shane?
don't-
Shane, how are you a Chargers fan?
Just grew up and LT was just
The best.
the best. So.
The best.
He didn't really have a lot of sports around him, so he kind of picked his teams.
Yeah, the closest to me was like the Patriots, and I wasn't gonna be a Patriots fan.
That,
No offense. I
mean, Chargers is great. We need Chargers representation.
Yeah, for
We
sure.
might have to have you start. Shane also, like, he sits in here on Sunday nights, and when we bring up the Chargers, he just shakes his head the whole time. He's just like, this sucks.
He's the Photoshop guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's responsible for every Photoshop,
Congratulations, Shane.
especially the ones
Thank
that
you.
make
This
us
was
look
great.
fat.
Shane works very hard. So, yeah, and we'll now, Shane, maybe we'll get some more Chargers thoughts from you going forward, because people now are going to be like, wait, you've had a Chargers fan? So you can speak up for your people.
Sounds
right?
good.
Yeah. Okay. Good job, Shane.
Hell yeah.
Good job, Shane.
Good job,
Proud of you, Shane.
Proud of you. Proud of you, Shane. All right. See everyone on Friday.
Love you guys.